made it. Hello, 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 hello. Let me just get myself sorted here. It has been a day. It's been a week. It's been a month, really. Close, close, minimize. Right. Let's turn this down a little bit. Hello, everyone. Welcome. I don't need these things open. Let's close that. Close, close. Let's close all that. That's still very loud. Hello. How are we all doing? Mobile Optimiser. Well, it sort of was going well, and then we realized the player and play have done a bit of an oopsie. A bit of an oopsie. Look at that. So I'm just making sure there's nothing else needs to be... There you go. So, how are we all doing? How is everyone's CVC going? You're 40 minutes late. That's unacceptable. If that's Plarium, you will ask for compensation. It's true. It's true. It is unacceptable. So what we didn't realize is, our mobile optimization requires you to have two-factor authentication. What we didn't realize is there's actually no way for you to set two-factor authentication if you're a complete mobile user. I had no idea. You can only enable two-factor authentication from player and play. Which is like, why? That's a pretty serious issue, surely, because if you're a mobile user, you have no way to protect your account. So I'm not really sure. Complete mobile user. Is that the new complete? No. As in, if you only play on iPad or phone, you actually can't enable two-factor authentication. You have to have, at some point, gone into player and play and enabled two-factor authentication. It seems like a pretty glaring issue for me. I would expect my mobile account to be able to be protected via two-factor authentication. It puts his skills on cooldown. Does it, Liam? I've not looked at that. I haven't pulled him yet. We're going to pull him today. So if we enable it, we can still use some Optimiser. Yeah, once you've done it once, Matt, once you've actually enabled two-factor authentication, it's fine. You can actually use two-factor authentication on mobile, but you can't turn it on mobile. So once it's actually enabled, you can go into your player and play account. When you try to log into a new device, it will ask you for the 2FA code. But to actually turn on two-factor authentication, you have had to have connected it to player and play, which is bizarre, because what happens if I don't have a PC that I want to download player and play on, right? Sav, can we get a free trial in Mobile Optimiser to see if it's going? You get a free trial as an uncommon member. If you haven't taken uncommon membership before, you should get a free trial. I don't know if there's a way that we can actually allow that, so it's all we can reset it. But normally, if you have never had an uncommon membership, you can open a free trial. So yeah, it's probably you're not wrong, Boomskiller. It's probably a way to drive people towards player and play, but they posted a short, did they? So shanties, I know. Let's have a look. Shadow Legends. I'm honestly so out of touch with what is going on right now in Raid. All I've been doing for the past... Oh, let's see here. Let's close this. Shorts. Oh, okay. Okay. Can we put it full screen? No, apparently not. Alright, well, I guess we'll just see this. Apparently there's a new short. Wukong. I mean, isn't this just like ripping off League of Legends and all the other games that Wukong's in? I don't know. It's not that ingenuity, is it? Not that original. It depends what they tie it into, I guess. I mean, it's a hell of a lot of like promotion for just a, like, I'm guessing it's a new 7-day login champion. It's a hell of a lot of promotions. So yeah, I mean, literally, this month, it has been, that's why, like, content has been very inconsistent from me, because it has been wake up at, like, 9, 10 o'clock, code literally all the way through till about 2 in the morning. In between all that, then, I kind of finished coding around about 2 or 1 in the morning, and then the last 2 hours of the day, it's like, okay, what events do I need to do for the Fusion on 2 accounts that I haven't done yet that I need to do before it runs out? And it's been like that for the entire month, so I'm looking forward to a bit of a breather now, that I can take a bit of a slow down for a couple of days and get myself a bit recharged, because it's hard. Like, it's tough. Like, I don't think people quite realize the challenge of trying to make a website that had no, like, front-end mobile stuff, make it actually work on all the various different devices people had. Omar, thank you for becoming a minion. Welcome to the minionship. I'm glad to have you here. Really appreciate it. If anyone is a minion and hasn't joined the Discord yet, there is a Discord that we have for all the YouTube membership. You can join it here. And if you are a paid member, that's really annoying. How do I get rid of that arrow there? That's annoying. I can't. If you are a paid if you've taken out membership, you can request a role and I will unlock some hidden access rooms for you only for the minion members. So if you are a member, you haven't joined yet, feel free to join that link. Cool. But it's going back to what I was saying about front end design. There's a little thing, like we were pretty much like tested it. I had like 5 or 6 different people test all these different things. It'd been in testing for about a week or 2. And we were doing some other checks last night, and Neva, one of the team at HH Gaming, has an iPhone 13. I think iPhone 13 Pro Max. And I have an iPhone 12 or an iPhone 11. I have an iPad, and I had tested it all through. Yet, for some reason, specifically on the iPhone 13 Pro Max, one particular thing didn't work, and it was the animation of the new card layout, where it would flip the card, but it wouldn't show you the stats. And I was like, why does just one particular phone device not work? And then then it was issues with Firefox browser does something different to Chrome browser, which does something different to Safari. It's front-end design is exhaustive, because trying to bring compatibility for all the different views across all the different devices is actually really hard. So we're at 9 already. Oh, geez, Danderbear, one of the OGs. That's crazy. 9 months. I really do need to sort out membership badges. Hopefully now, once the mobile optimizer is stable and everything, and we get everything sorted there, I can put some more time and effort into trying to upgrade and level up the channel a little bit. Try and get some more, features and perks and everything towards the memberships that you guys have been paying for. How long until they nerf Corpulent Cadaver? Pocket. I said this from day one, and it's now people are quite realizing it. When I did that video about Hydra Clash and everyone's like, oh, you're being very negative and all this, it's like, just you wait until it comes out. And now that everyone's seeing all the OP-ness about Corpulent Cadaver, all you're seeing is, oh, well, this needs to be fixed, doesn't it? I'm like, yeah, I called it. Hydra Clash is going to be a meme unless they bug fix Trunder and Corpulent Cadaver. They haven't done it, so what is it? It's a meme. So I'm actually not... I'll do my 1 keys today. We're probably going to do one stream. But I'm not caring about the chest. To be honest, I haven't done the patch notes video yet. I keep meaning to do that. I haven't got round to it because I've been so busy. The rewards are just trash. Like, the rewards for this Hydra Clash are just not worth the effort. Why are people so crazy over Corpulent in Hydra? Corpulent does not need a nerf. Because Corpulent Cadaver can hit 5 billion damage on Nightmare. Tell me another rare champion that can hit 5 billion damage on Nightmare. A rare champion should not be able to hit for 1 billion damage. Simple as. That's just game balance, right? I mean, It's like basically going into League of Legends and saying the support can be the DPS and it can be the top lane carry and it can be a tank. It would never happen. You know, or be like, you know, it's just game balance. You would not have a low-level champion be stronger than any other champion in the game because of the way an interaction works. You can still make him viable. I'm not saying nerf him to the ground so he's irrelevant. I'm just saying he doesn't need to do 4 billion damage in Clan Boss. He doesn't need to do 4 billion damage in Hydra. Just put a cap on the Corpulent Cadaver's A1 so that he still can 1-key in normal Clan Boss, so that Infinity Comp still is viable. It just doesn't mean that every single Hydra crash is basically people just using, you know, X Corpulent Cadavers. The problem as well with Corpulent Cadaver is he makes the mechanics of Hydra irrelevant. Essentially, you don't need to worry about the Mischief Head. You don't need to worry about the Poison Head. You don't need to worry about Poison Cloud because you do so much damage, the heads are dead permanently. So you basically disable the content. And whenever there's a scenario where something disables the content, in the past, they have fixed it. They've changed it. You know, remember those, like, Arogrim came out and he made solo champions too easy. What did they do? They nerfed him. You know, when they've had content, when Emic came out, they nerfed him because it was making the content too irrelevant. So in my book, it's the same thing. They're making the content too irrelevant, so they need to fix him. And it's not like I'm saying he's the only problem in game balance, Liliana. I agree. Marichka is too strong. I agree Taras is too strong. I agree that Warlord is too strong. These edge case champions, Trunda A2 is too strong. I'm saying they need to all be balanced so that actually you need to have good teams to compete. Because what's the point of competing in Hydra Clash when you're up against someone and they've got 4 of those teams? One of those teams is probably going to be more damage than all of your clanmates combined. That's how stupid it is. But there you go. What can I say? Yeah, the mushroom guy. They nerfed the mushroom guy, right? So I don't really know what they're going to do, but I just think that the whole model of Hydra Clash is mostly irrelevant if they don't bug fix it. So nah, they shouldn't really ban the rares because there's a lot of powerful rares that I would like, you know, that I think if you banish all rares just because of one rare, that's punishing players' options and diversity. Maybe they want to run a Painkeeper, right? Maybe they want to run like a Renegade. Maybe they want these options. It's not like it's kind of like the same thing with Emic. I was surprised they changed to Emic. I would have thought they would have fixed the Cadaver because what you're ended up doing is you're creating a scenario where any shield growth mechanic is always framed around does it break the game with Cadaver. Whereas if you just fix the problem at root, which is Cadaver, you solve the problem, right? Hey, Hawk. It's not a bug or a bad design. What it is we built a champion before we built Brogni. Now we've changed the game by adding the mechanic to grow shields. We just didn't go back and review the champions that had shield mechanics like that to actually correct them. Right? It's basically like when they take a single target ability and they convert it to an AoE like they did with Bellinor's A2, they go and refactor the damage output because they go, well, AoE has a certain damage point that we will accept. Single target has a certain damage point we will accept. But the single target damage multipliers are always higher than AoE because they're going, well, you're attacking 4 enemies, not just 1. So what they should have done is when they release Brogni is go back, look through every champion that has that mechanic that does damage based on shield and gone, okay, do we need to put a cap in? Is it going to break the game if we do this, right? Whenever I'm coding something on the Optimiser or something on the website, it's always, okay, now that I've done that, does it affect anything else? Is it still going to work? And that's the step they just didn't do. They just never, I just don't think they completed the step where they actually reviewed the game. They just put Brogni in and then thought it was all okay. They do it a lot. It's fine. It just needs to be adjusted now. Is Ninja speed tunable with Emic? Yes. This team that I'm going to be building, I think it will be. When you get Corpulent Cadaver, you have not won the game. CC is only good with Brogni reset. Yeah, I mean, you need Brogni. I'm not saying it works everywhere. You know, it's not like I'm saying, you know, it all works just because of Cadaver. What I'm saying is the mechanic with Brogni and Cadaver is the problem. So if you fix the issue with that mechanic, then it will solve the problem. But like Brogni's shield growth on his own is not a problem. The problem is the shield growth with the damage bonus. Why is CC then the problem, not Brogni? Because Brogni is fine. Because Brogni only grows the shield. And eventually a shield can be destroyed. Now, it's not... What I'm saying, it's not like having an infinite shield. This thing, you still got to do damage. The problem is the damage is so easy. He doesn't need crit damage. He doesn't need all these other stats. So, yeah, I kind of see what you're saying about, you know, maybe Brogni needs balancing as well. But I would start with the Cadaver because it's the Cadaver that's outputting the damage. It's the Cadaver that is one-shotting Hydra heads, right? It's not the other champions. So that's where I would start is, okay, well, if we you know, this is how League of Legends balance the game. They look at edge case champions and they go, okay, we'll start taking a little bit of power off them. Chip it off the top. And then if it's still not enough, we'll chip it even further. And if it's still not enough, then we might take a more egregious and a more aggressive step. They don't just go in straight away and start nerfing everything. They look at the edge case and go, who's causing the problem, and narrow it in. And that's what they should do with Cadaver. They should basically look at it and go, okay, well, Cadaver's the one that's doing 600 million damage. So let's take his potential for doing damage and put a cap on it. So he's still viable as a champion in Infinity comps. He's just not going to do 4 billion damage anymore. And then let's see how that team progresses. Is that team still viable? If that team is still doing too much, then we have to look at maybe adjusting the Brogni down, right? You just do it step by step. You don't just go in all gung-ho and nerf every single champion. You just iterate slowly until you get to the balance you want. That's how you do good balance. The problem is, all they've done is just ignored it and just told you, hey, go, here's a times 10 for Trunda, here's a times 10. It's like, they clearly just don't care. But what it will do is it will make the game mode a meme, because eventually you'll get what you get in Platinum Arena, right? Where everyone runs the same team because it's the most efficient way. And nobody's changing it, right? There's no meta changes happening because that's the best way of winning. The only way you get good balance is if you constantly keep changing the balance somewhat, adding new champions, making sure champions can't get extremely powerful on their own. If all you do is just leave it as it is, then eventually people will figure out that actually the only way to compete is to build that team. So give them a couple of weeks, they'll build that team, and then every single Hydra Clash team is the same team. So, is Anax playable in Emic teams? I don't know about his passive. I haven't looked on Anax. He's better in block damage, generally, Anax, but he does work in Bat Eater, so it's potential it could work. So, I don't think it's a problem. A few days before Emic came out, when they nerfed him instead of Cadaver, well, this is it. I actually thought they would nerf Cadaver. I didn't think they would actually nerf Emic. I wonder, though, if they felt that potentially Emic's A1 was just a little too powerful anyway, so maybe they started with that. You know, there is a world where you could argue that potentially that A1, if you could cycle it enough times, could actually be just as problematic just without the damage, where you couldn't kill anyone. So I could kind of see maybe, but I was surprised they didn't actually fix the Cadaver. Because it just means every time you want to release a shield growth champion, you have this problem of... why did he get unkillable there? That's pretty bad, isn't it? Every time you have a new shield growth champion, you're going to have the same problem. Does it break with Cadaver? Does Cadaver do something? You know, you're just creating a problem for yourself. So... it's just you fix the problem at source, not everything around it, right? If you've got a leaky pipe, you don't just keep trying to find ways to catch the water. You figure out how to fix the leaky pipe. That's like what they should be doing. Whereas right now, what they're doing is they're figuring out ways to add more buckets around the leaky pipe just so that it's manageable. And it just doesn't seem right to me. So, pulled a 5-star soul for Corrigan Death Belt. Any thoughts on masteries? He's one of the best ally protectors in the game. So it depends where you want to use him. But definitely as like selfless defender, you could go Bulwark if you want to not have War Master. Otherwise, I would look at War Master as an option because obviously War Master is just generally good. So I wonder how long I have left on these. I think I've used them all now, have I? Good. I've had no time to play Raid at all today, so... have we got a Whisper? We don't. It's very disappointing. There's a Renegade, though. Well, that's tempting. Collect the rewards. Forge Pass, what do we got going on here? Upgrade spirit level champions. Let's do that quickly. Oh, thanks. Spirit. Spirit. So. They'll nerf CC, then add a legendary version. Probably trans, you're not wrong there. I mean, as I said, they can cap his A1 and it's still a viable option, just not like extreme. So, you know. Nothing wrong with 2 buckets and a mop. I know, right? I can't get past 2, and it says go to the profile, then settings and account settings, which isn't place settings, and I can't pass. I can't get to the optimizer. Yeah, you can only apparently set 2-factor authentication in player and play. So you have to go to player and play, account and security, or security, I think it is, and then enable 2-factor authentication from player and play. So we're currently talking internally about what we can do about this, because we actually thought you could enable 2-factor authentication on mobile. We didn't realize you couldn't, because why would that be not a thing? Like, you're meant to have security, you know. But hey. So what are we going to do? We are going to get Emic Trunk Heart on the main. We have already got it on the free-to-play as well. The only thing I need to do on the free-to-play is complete the artifact enhancement event. But we've done it on both accounts. I'll probably do the other one on the free-to-play as a video. I don't even know how I managed to do it on the free-to-play, I'll be honest. It was a stress. We got the craziest luck on that Summoner Rush, and it really did help. But we might as well fuse it now. Costs us 1 million silver. It is the best time to fuse this guy, because you get clan versus clan points. There's no other time to fuse him, really, so you might as well do it now. You could have done it on the weekend for Champion Chase if you wanted to, but I thought it's better to just do it here. So we get some points there. That gives us nice points. I'm way behind my points. The clan's probably shouting at me right now, but we will do a lot of grinding probably over the next couple of days. That's not active this in my stream, so we'll have to do that. I've been trying to be a bit more proactive in trying to get live arena done. I don't really enjoy it, but it gives us area bonuses, which I do want to use on clan boss. So, you know, it is what it is. Now what I want to do, I know I should wait for a champion training event, but I just don't really care. I want to build this clan boss team. We find Emic, max him out, upgrade him. So many food champions right now. Send him up. Oh, we've run out of potions. Oh, well, we'll go farm some. I got plenty of voids. I know, right? The free-to-play is awful. Can't believe I got much left. Is there another block damage or unkillable on the team that you're going to build? No. We are building a solo unkillable with Emic. It was basically built by the community on this chat. We did it on stream a couple of... Well, I can't exactly remember when the stream was, but we did it on stream, and we figured it out. So we're going to build that team. We just need some potions. So even if you make anyone do double the damage of Canoe, you will kill the champion. Why kill anyone in such a difficult team? You won't kill the champion if you make it so that there's a cap. And besides which, I'll be honest, I don't really like the Infinity Comp that much anyway. So I don't really see it. Like, as long as the Infinity Comp can still one-key clan boss, I think it's fine. And I think you can cap it in such a way that it won't kill that team. I personally have never thought that a rare champion should be able to do 4 billion damage. I appreciate, like, you know, I don't want to speak ill of, like, Victor Tez and Mullet Reaver. I actually think their efforts to try and min-max that is one of the most impressive things I've ever seen. But at the same time, it's like, from a developer's perspective, I'm looking at it like, why is the rare champion doing more damage than my Void Legendaries? That makes no sense. Game balance, you know, it's not that rare champions shouldn't match my Void Legendaries, it's just that rare champions shouldn't be doing 4 billion damage. So... yeah. I'm gonna get rid of that's why I don't need to have any unkilled. I need one Emic solo, and you'll have to change for stump targets. No, it's fully auto, fully affinity friendly. The speeds are a little bit nasty, Quincy. There's ways to adapt and stuff, so you can have a look at it, but it's fully auto, fully affinity friendly, and brutal, nightmare, and ultra nightmare. So, what would I cap it to? Probably like 500,000 maybe, because you're gonna get other damage from the rest of your team, right? So probably like something like 400,000, 300,000, maybe a bit less. I'd have to run the numbers, right? What I'm saying is you would adjust it so that it could still, in a good, strong build, one key at the clan boss, but it can't do what it's doing on Hydra right now. You'd balance it around that. What do you think about the rabbit hut? I did see it. The only thing I think that's the problem with that is you have no debuffs. I've seen a couple of these Razzlevarg / Emic teams, and the problem is there's just no capacity in them to have any sort of damage or debuffs. So whilst it's cool that you can make it work, you're essentially not really doing much. It's kind of the problem that I saw with Rabbit when he first came out, that he would be a great turn meter manipulator, but basically he's a damage-based Eres without any benefits, or a damage-based Elva without any benefits, right? He didn't have the decreased defense and weaken that you needed, and that's what I was worried a bit about Razzlevarg when he came out. I said I felt like he needed one more thing to make him really, really good. Fortunately, we were able to make teams with enough support in cast that we didn't need to worry about the lack of debuffs. But in this scenario where you're having to commit 2 champions to make the unkillable, you don't really have the capacity to run Razzlevarg. Luckily, the team that we've got, you can run it a bit akin to Bat Eater, where as long as you've got one champion, you've got 1 spot spare for those debuffs. So you can run like a Dracomorph, you can run a Gintoro, you can run a Bellinor, you can run anything like that that can give you the debuffs you need. I'm sure we could probably adapt it to maybe get like a Fushan in there, or maybe something like that in the future, but we'll start small. Hey, Saf, you finished the fusion on both accounts, right? Now we need a tune for the free to play. Yeah, exactly. So I haven't done it quite yet. I got to get those last 25 fragments from the artifact enhancement. So I do need to grind a bit. I was up super late last night doing the training and the dungeon divers, because obviously I couldn't skip a single event. I managed to only skip the first summon rush. So now all I need to do is get... now all I need to do is basically do the last artifact enhancement over there. So that's the plan. Oh my god, potions. My clan will be shouting at me right now for doing potion keeps, but technically it's more points because I can ascend 2 champions to rank 6, and that's like 5,000 points, so. Yeah, the free-to-play, what's going to be fun about this, because Tahar's right, I'm going to have to build almost like the main account one, which is like I can go as crazy as I want, and then I'm going to have to look at the free-to-play and go, do you know what? I actually can't go that crazy on speed. I probably can't get him into a solo 3-1. What can I do to make it work, right? I'm not sure I even have a Painkeeper. I do have some more interesting champions now. Like, I've been thinking, do I want to run like an Hyena instead of like a Fane, or do I want to run the Fane so I get the poisons? Am I going to go 2-1? If not, do I have a secondary damage? I haven't really looked at it beyond the fact that I know now I've got Emic, I can do an option. The biggest problem I'm going to have on the free-to-play is I need to book him. And I don't have sources of books. So that's going to be the first challenge. Is I'm just about going to finish the Gnut books because I'm going to get the advanced legendary. And then I'll be in the situation where I can't actually build a team until I get Emic's A3 booked. So that's kind of like the next challenge. It's like, okay, I've got the champion. That's cool. I can build him. I can make him rank 6. But until you actually get the books, you can't really build the team. And if he's going to get unlucky like Gnut did, where all the books go in the wrong place, then it could take a while. One thing I will say is, which is a very good point that Odd One, shout out to Odd One, made. Don't ascend Emic straight away. Like, I made the mistake on here, but I'll probably fully book him anyway. Don't ascend Emic straight away, because you won't get his passive. So you can avoid the books on his passive. If all you want to use is use him in Clan Boss, just save it. Because you can get away with not actually rolling the books on the passive. So I was laughing so hard as I'm playing the referral account I got Creaden as first epic and Taragi second. There's one account, I don't even know if I have it anymore, that I was trying to simulate the whole Rhonda thing on, when they had like the get 5 ancients with 1+1, where you could basically get Rhonda and another legendary. I was trying to see if that worked, and I ended up getting a legendary in the first like 2 ancients, and it gave me like Cecilia what's the idea? What's the name of the Ogrin that has Duchess's passive? Norog. I got Cecilia Norog, and then on the 5th one I got another legendary. I was like, this is a joke, right? Because I haven't got a single legendary on the free-to-play. Kind of crazy. Thank you so much for all the work on the mobile optimizer new legend. No worries. We do have a few issues at the moment we're trying to fix, but that's mainly with the extraction process. The mobile optimization should still be all working now and should be live. I will do a bit of a run through on what we've added to the mobile optimizer here, but I'm sure Hellhades will be streaming after me. I don't know if he's scheduled to stream yet. Let's find out. See if we can redirect into him. Hellhades. No, he hasn't scheduled a stream yet. So once he schedules his stream tonight, I'm sure he'll talk about it a bit further as well. But I will go through a little bit in terms of what we changed, why we changed it. I do have a few like disclaimers I want to say because I've seen a few comments about different things. I just want to clarify it because I think people can jump to some conclusions a bit sooner than they need to. So yeah. So I guess we'll just see how it goes. So I'm just keeping an eye on the chat in case anyone's commenting on something. I think so. Let me just double check. Let me ask the boss man. That's more. They need to fix Sacred Mercy. Sacred Mercy is largely irrelevant, isn't it? Who even cares about Sacred Mercy? It's so far down the line, you just don't care. Ascending Champions is a very, very good way of earning points. Gains new skill. Does that skill require books? No. I actually kind of... I 60 Danak because I'm kind of curious to see whether or not this passive... where is it? This is actually kind of a good counter to Mithrala because he will not resist decreased accuracy or true fear against high elf or dark elf factions, which is Mithrala, right? Which means you can put decreased accuracy on Mithrala, nuke her passive pretty effectively, and then use it as something else. Obviously, debuffs are pretty lame in Arena, we know this. But I'm really curious to see if that's a reality that we can make happen where Danag's Skull Reap is actually a solid Mithrala counter. Well, what I'm saying is, at the moment, we require you to have two-factor authentication. We didn't realize that you can't turn on two-factor authentication unless you've connected to Player and Play once. Once you've connected to Player and Play once, you can use two-factor authentication on mobile, but you can't actually turn it on mobile, which is a bit like, why not? Because surely you'd want to secure your account, whether you're a desktop or a mobile user. And I'm like, it's very baffling to me. So that's kind of like where we're at the moment. We're trying to figure out, okay, well, if it doesn't really, we're not really saying it's a fully mobile solution if you have to actually have connected your account to a PC once to turn on two-factor authentication. Now, we obviously require two-factor authentication from a security perspective because it means that it's just a safe, secure system and everything else like that. And really, we're trying to encourage good practices because irrelevant of whether you use our tool or not, if you haven't got two-factor authentication connected to your RAID account, you should put it on there because you know, if you're a spender, you're investing a lot of money into your account. Last thing you want to do is lose it because someone hacked your account. With two-factor authentication, it's pretty really like, especially the Google Authenticator code version, it's very, very hard to hack a two-factor authenticator account. It'll only be hackable from the source, aka Playroom server. So if Playroom servers got hacked and they got access to your login details, it's kind of like the only way that that can get hacked. Because whenever they try to log into your details, if they manage to get your username and password, they need the code, and the code is accessed only from the phone. So that's the whole point of two-factor authentication. So, you know, irrespective of our tool or any other tool, the fact that you as a mobile user have no way of actually turning on two-factor authentication is a pretty big, like, hole in the security of your account, in my opinion. Marco, hi, when will you start the 3-1 team? We're just getting ready to start looking at it momentarily, Marco. I'm just getting some potions so I can ascend some of my champions so I can earn some points. Here, there we go. Another 2,500. I could ascend him further, but we'll leave that for now. Where is... Like, we haven't really done masteries on him, which is kind of annoying, but we don't really need masteries out the bat for damage. We can add that later. Where is good old Emic? He's down here somewhere. There he is. So, we need to book him out. So, in order for this to work, we need to fully book him. Apart from his A1. We don't really care about his A1. His passive is fine. We don't really care about that, but, you know, it is what it is. Oh, one thing I can do. We picked this up the other day. We picked up a soul. So we can awaken Emic. So we have the option for, you know, a nice little +1. So thanks, Edgardo. Yeah, there are ways, Caleb, but what I'm saying is pretty difficult, right? Two-factor is probably as good as it's ever going to get in terms of, like, security. If someone really wants to hack something, like, people have managed to hack NASA and like, they've managed to hack into the NSA, right? They have some of the biggest security principles in the world. If someone wants to break into something, they can surely do it. But what I meant is, if you've got two-factor authentication, your account is as secure as it's ever going to be. So... Can you come up with a team? Only Pinky and Emic, and I got no money to... yes, that's the team we're doing today, Anma. We're going to be doing a fully 3-1 team. Can we do before and after awakening damage? Yeah, I don't really know what blessing to put on him, to be honest. So we'll have a look. Absolutely, Caleb, right? It's certainly better than not. Yeah, not having Elv is a bit of a problem with this team. This team is not like... I'm not going to sit here and say that this team is easy to build. It's like an expensive build. It's going to be tough. Like, it's high speeds, but as long as you've got, like, a good account, then it should be reasonably possible. I'm going to have to use a little bit of my books. Normally, I wouldn't use my books straight away, but in order to do this, we're going to need him booked. Pretty sure I need him fully booked. Let me check. Got to find my old link. Where is two-factor? It's in player and play. You go into player and play. You go into your settings of your account. And then there is a security tab. And then you can turn it on within player and play. You can't actually turn it on outside of player and play, which is pretty daft. Sorry if I missed it, but it's not showing me the damage increase in the Optimiser mode. Is there somewhere else? You need to have chosen damage increase, Preston. So as long as you've chosen damage mode, it will show you damage difference as long as you're a premium user as well. Which you wouldn't have seen before, so you must be a premium user. The main question there is worth investing time into hacking it. I'd say raid is not so two-factor. Exactly, Phoenix. If it's easy, they'll do it. If it's not easy, they probably won't, right? Is it worth keeping all the epics? I tend to keep a copy of every single epic, because you never know when an epic is going to rise to priority, right? Aox got really valuable when Iron Twins came out, for example, because of his passive. But if you obviously don't want to hold on to them, then getting rid of trashy epics like Tashada, you know, Tashada's unlikely to be very good, but you never know, but you could get rid of them. So to make mobile optimizer work, well, to make mobile optimization work at the moment, you need your account turned on with two-factor. So you need to have, at some point in time, connected your account to a PC, which is not what we wanted, right? So it's not like this is a desirable outcome for us. We assumed that you could enable two-factor authentication mobile-wise, right? Which you should be able to. So you just need to have turned it on once. Now, we are looking at a solution. We're going to see what we can do. But yeah, that is just the situation. Now, ideally, I need all of his A2 and his A3 booked. So we're going to do in batches of 2. That's a great start. Tip for you guys, if you want things to be booked together, do it in batches of 2. Don't just slam in 7 books and expect it all to land. You can do it in batches of 2, because I don't know whether it's meant to do it, but my tinfoil hat theory is as long as you've put like 2 in, it tends to like put them together. Like the amount of times I've used 2 books and I've got it all on the same skill is like, I'll do it again now, right? See what I mean? Do it bit by bit. Don't do it all in one go. Do it bit by the ones you want. So, I sent you an easy team. Show it chat. Show it to chat. It's not a very nice way of asking, is it? You could have gone, I've made an easy team. Would you mind showing it? Or you can show it to chat if you want to. Don't tell me what to do. That's not very nice, is it? And you haven't even told me what your Discord name is. So I actually... don't know who you are. So I can't help you. You have to tell me what your Discord name is. Where can I download the mobile option? You don't need to download anything. It is on the... let me send you the video. Watch Hellhades' video. It's important. to watch the video in full because it will explain everything how it works in better detail. Watch that video. Sorry, I asked somebody. Yeah, what's your Discord name? Because I'm guessing you've DM'd me, but I got loads of DMs I need to respond to. It's Kaiko Ken. Right, okay. Let me see. I got you here. Right, okay. What have you sent me? Yeah, the problem is this requires Scathix, right? I don't think I have Scathix. Are you saying this is like... Are you saying this is like a... what is it? Free-to-play friendly team. Is that what you're saying? Is that your suggestion, Mewtusa? That this is a steadfast marshal? Okay, unkillable, unkillable. Yeah. Is it spirit friendly? Because it's on nightmare, but is it spirit friendly? You haven't got protection for the stun target either. Because the taunt's going to fall off, so the stun's going to go everywhere. You're not cleansing the stun. So the problem here is no affinity friendliness because you haven't got stun friendly. It's cool that Scathix is protecting it though, but you're just not going to have, like, see, you got 3 people here without block debuffs, so, and there's no cleanse for it. So it's decent speed though. It does show that you don't need to go super fast. He has block debuffs too. Yeah, but it's not gonna pick on Scathix, is it? He's veiled as well. That doesn't really matter. But what I'm saying is, he probably won't stun Scathix. He might go after Geomancer. He might go after Venomage because of affinity issues. Yeah, but everyone has Veil. Everyone has Veil except Marshall. Steadfast Marshall. Okay, so it's going to target Steadfast. Okay, fair enough, yeah. I mean, I would say you need decreased defense. You haven't got that. This won't do a lot of damage. It might forky, but there's not enough damage here to, like, get it far, maybe. It's clever, though. Clever to use Steadfast. I don't know how it would work with... I can see you're applying block damage there, so Spirit's probably fine. It's clever. There's certainly interesting teams you can build with him. Oh! Oh! Take a bow. Take a bow. We booked exactly what we needed. That is what we like to call efficiency. Crazy RNG. Hey, Socrates. That's what we're building right now, Sean. Very lucky booking. We'll probably book the rest of him later. I just don't want to use my books right now. I'd rather I'm only booking essential stuff right now. I'll probably use the rest of the books before the end of CBC. It's not a problem. Let's just go get some basic masteries on him quickly. Throw in my dear Emic. Emic Trunkheart. Where is he? The most tiring void legendary I've ever earned. Streamer luck. Yeah, it is. But as I said, what you should do with those booking is like do it in batches of 2 so that you try to push it to 1 skill. It does happen. I don't know whether it's just tinfoil hat theory, but my experience has been that's the case. As long as you have it like that, then it's always been fine. Would you need to book A2 to reduce the cooldown? Yeah, my team needs his A2 fully booked. So, have I got 2 Yumiko? I haven't even got 1. I've seen budget versions without the Yumikos though, Liliana. I've seen budget versions with it and it's equally as strong. It uses just 2 Renegades, I think. It uses Brogni, Lydia, 2 Renegades and something else. It's just as strong. Like, it's stronger than any normally built Nightmare team. Don't exactly know where the screenshot is. It's somewhere in my DMs. Is there a replacement for Elva? It's hard because Elva does the block debuffs. So trying to get it affinity friendly without Elva is really difficult. It's the same issue I had with the Myth Watchers, right? I did have teams that worked with Eris. The problem was I had to keep pivoting the DPS for stun targeting, which you don't really want to do. So honestly, probably not. it is like, you know, you can't really replace the Painkeeper, you can't really replace the Elva, you can't replace the Seeker. So it's a very strict team. It's no different to Bat Eater though, right? Bat Eater has 4 required champions. Okay, they're not legendaries, but they're still 4 required champions. So it's just the nature of an unkillable option versus block damage. The thing about Demitha that people forget is she's an extender plus a block damage in 1 turn, and she doesn't need cooldown reduced. So wait, Renegade can reset herself too. I don't think she can, but I've seen budget versions of her. I've seen budget versions with that. Yeah, we'll be looking at some of the optimizer stuff now when we start building out Emic. We're just getting some masteries from now. Yeah, it does one, Felipe. I don't actually know if that's how it's intended or whether it's just like, you know, observation bias or something. But the amount of times that I've actually gone and I've used 2 books and I've got both on the same skill is actually kind of bonkers. So I'm intrigued how skills are used to make 3-turn cooldown useful. I'll show you. Can you help with Doom Tower and how to build him to use there? Like, his taunt will be very helpful in Doom Tower. It doesn't stop the AoE abilities, but it will focus target on him for things like the Rotuses, for things like, you know, the single target nukers. So you can build him quite tanky and he can help. The shield will help as well. So he's a pretty decent carry. I wouldn't say he's the best option there. Do you know how much extra mobile data the Optimiser uses? None. The only transmission of information is done within the website. So when you send something, you're not actually sending anything over your phone. You're sending it from the website to itself, per se. So it's communicating with each other. So it shouldn't use any mobile data. If, however, it does just call me Dino, then just let us know. We can look into it and try to fix it, right? That's my understanding is it shouldn't use much mobile data because it's only using our servers. So, hey YST. Yeah, your stream ended a bit early for me. I was troubleshooting. I hope you had a good CVC. How's your CVC going? Well, I shouldn't be doing Minotaur, so if anyone from the clan is watching me, don't shout at me, okay? It's not my fault. I have to do it for content. We are behind, but that's not that surprising because probably a lot of these points is people pulling Emic. We're ahead in Arena, which is always good. We're ahead in Faction Wars. Iron Twins, I haven't done mine yet, but that's a new objective. Nobody's doing Shogun, it's pointless. Gear objectives, I haven't done. Sand Devil, nobody's going to be doing that. Spider, we're a bit behind, but I haven't done my Spider runs yet, so we're doing good. I mean, we're doing fine. I just want to get some basic masteries. Now, I don't really know. Yeah, but Sand Devil 25 just takes too long. You'll never do Sand Devil 25 in CVC. It's still bad. It's still bad. Like, we will, like, if I'm doing CVC, I will not touch Sand Devil 25 in CVC. It's not good enough. It's too slow. It has to go at 30 seconds, even with Super Rays, to be even worth it. Like, basically, why would I do a single Sand Devil run for the same energy when I can go to Spider? Keep in mind, Super Raids won't work because Super Raids will give you half the points, right? So you can't use Super Raids. Keep that in mind. Why would I go there when I can do this? $14 seconds. There's just no way that Sand Devil can compete with that. It takes you 2 minutes to do 400 points. It's taking me 14 seconds. So you won't do Sand Devil here. The only one that comes close is Shogun. And you can't do it because you can't do 25 because you haven't got the right affinity for GNU. So again, that's not fine. The only one it's kind of worth for is probably Iron Twins. Because you're going to do Iron Twins anyway, so you're just getting a few bonus points. It's absolutely fine. And obviously, tag still the same. You do Sand Devil 25 in 14 to 15 seconds. How the hell do you do it in 14 to 15 seconds? I don't think I've ever seen a Sand Devil 25 in 14 to 15 seconds. Unless you're thinking Gnut. If you are doing a Gnut team, that's fine, I guess. But what people don't understand as well is why would you do Sand Devil? Like, the only time you're meant to do Sand Devil is during a turn-based tournament now. What's the point of doing it? Because when I'm doing Spider, I'm getting silver that I can use that silver to upgrade gear, which gives me more CBC points. Ascending a few pieces is not a lot of points. Can you force Clan Boss stun on Emic using his taunt? In my team, we will be able to, yes. 5-star rings are just useless for my account. I lose too much prime stat, so... There's a turn-based tournament for it. Okay, well, I might do the tournament, but I doubt it, to be honest, because it's too slow. I'd rather just do Spider. In my opinion, Spider's just better. But yeah, I mean, if you've got like a 14-second Sand Devil team, it's fine. But you got to remember, you can't use Super Raids in it either, right? You can't use Super Raids here. I'm not going to bother doing this. It's pointless rewards. It's terrible rewards. I'll probably get the 4-star chicken here. Slam that a bit more later. Not doing this. Can't be bothered. Can the Emic team work with Miss Rider Dicey? No. Can't work with extra turns. Because we're using the speed buff. Riho double nut. Yes, if you've got double Gnut, fair enough. Right? You're talking about very edge case scenario, I guess, right? Crizio or double Newt. My point is, for the average player, they won't do Sand Devil 25 because it's too slow. With a Spider 25, pretty much the average player, once you get to like late game, can get a like super fast Spider 10. Even if it's 20 seconds, it's faster. So... Mr. Redidite is fine in Bat Eater. I've used him in my Lix Eater to quite a great success. I did a video on it. He's absolutely fine. You just can't run him in speed tones where there's a speed buff. It's the speed buff that disqualifies him, not anything else. So, yeah, you could leave it run overnight, Mookie. I think what the point is, if you're competing in clan versus clan, why would you commit energy to a system that's going to give you a net loss of silver and a net loss of points? Because essentially you can run the same amount of energy in Spider and get just as much points, and then get the silver and use that silver to upgrade artifacts, right? That's how you actually convert it into high points. Ascending artifacts is decent, but only when you hit like 5 and 6, right? Otherwise it's pretty low. You need to actually have a lot of the greater oil, not the lesser, and a lot of your times you won't actually take yourself all the way up to greater oil. There's a finite amount of artifacts you're going to do that with. There's an infinite amount of artifacts you could level. I don't think Wukong will be the next fusion. That's way too much build up for a standard fusion, isn't it? Hey, Space Road. So, what I want to have a look at quickly is... what do we think the mastery needs to be for Unkillable? What did I Mr. Adidite do? Let me have a look. Let me see what mine was. Trying to remember. There it is. My head's in the way, which doesn't help. So my Countess Lix team did 129 million. Unfortunately, my head's in the way, so I can't really see the damage output. I don't think I actually moved my head either. Which is... oh, there you go. I did. There you go, look. Display. It's pretty solid to me. 42 million. I know, looking at myself is weird. You kind of get used to it after a while as a content creator. Don't get me wrong, the speeds and the licks are really high, right? This is a specific tune for this. It's a bit endgamey, but, you know, 42 million, if you can set him up, he does a lot of damage. Mr. Adidithe is very good. Very good. I do think he's better outside of clan boss. I'm not saying he's like a brilliant clan boss champion. What I'm saying is he can work in clan boss and provide you that decreased defense if you had him. So I'm trying to think for Emic. That's the same damage I get with Ares, Seeker, Demitha. Well, the 40 million or the 129 million. The problem today was book a second save if you'll book Emic. Yeah, it's always a problem, isn't it? Yeah, Daihi and Sylvan Watcher. He's the best damage dealer for Sylvan Watchers as a faction. Yeah, 129 million. Yeah, exactly. I mean, and Gnut's doing max HP damage, right? So, it's pretty impressive. Thanks, Joseph. Really appreciate it. Gnut's a monster, isn't he? Is it possible to make Myth Eater or able to do... Oh, should I look another comp for 1 key in? I'm not entirely sure what the Myth Eater comp is off the top of my head. So we got Emic here, right? Emic is going to be doing attacks one enemy, doesn't attack, attacks all enemies. So we get 2 attacks. It's probably worth War Master. Now he's unkillable. So it means that we can, if we want to, use this Retribution. Now he does do this little thing where he increases damage for himself. But he's not actually going to be doing an awful lot of damage, is he? So I don't really see the need. I feel like we basically go with support tree with him. I feel like we do this. It doesn't really place debuffs, so I don't really want the accuracy. I feel like we do that. Now, I might be wondering why I'm taking Master Hexer and Sniper. I'm thinking of putting him in Toxic set. I'm thinking of making him a Toxic set alongside Elva, so we have double Toxic. That's my plan. Which means I want the Sniper and the Master Hexer to have better chances of landing it. I don't actually think he gains an awful lot of value from Retribution here. Because I don't think his A1 is going to do an awful lot of damage. And I don't actually want his shield growth to happen an awful lot. Because if we're increasing the shield growth of Jintoro, we don't want to increase Jintoro's health above 20% because we want Jintoro to be in that kind of main damage. So, is there a block damage champ that also hits very hard? I mean, block damage, yeah. I mean, Roshkard hits quite hard. Roshkard is a very hard hitter. Helicath is a very hard hitter in the right setup. You know, we're not talking like Turvold level, but they hit hard. What I'm saying is this guy won't hit hard because he's HP based. So he's just naturally going to be weak damage. But the Helicath, the tower teams, Warcaster can hit quite hard as well. They're not like crazy damage, but they're good enough, you know? Yeah, the thing about Seeker Gort is Seeker is just like a monster because of his ability to provide so much turn meter. He's basically a 2-turn, 30% AoE fill. There's no other champion in the game that fills as much turn meter because of his extra turn. So he's just one of those edge cases. This, by the way, guys, is the team we're building. This is the team we're building. Oh, block debuff. Sorry, block debuff. Block debuffs. I mean, Elva does hit reasonably hard. Elva can do some damage. She just only attacks once. What up, cat? Hello. Who else? Tatora hits quite hard. Yeah, Tatora hits really hard. Trying to think who else. There's quite a lot of block debuff champions do hit quite hard. There's an awful lot of block debuff champions that self-buff and hit hard. Sepulchre, Nuke Riho. Yeah, Nuke Riho's. Riho hits quite hard. Maneater's A2 hits really hard if you set him up correctly. Brogni hits hard. Yeah, there's plenty. They're just very conditional in terms of like, you know, are they AoE nukers? No, there's not that many strong AoE nukers that are on the tier of like Ethos and Taras and those kind of champions. But they're competent. From a PvE perspective, they can do pretty decent. So, change Heart of Glory. Change the Heart of Glory Mastery for Grim Resolve. Where's Heart of Glory? Grim Soul. Heart of Glory. Why can't I find this? Am I being dumb? Oh, yes, thank you. Yes, thank you, Mark. I hadn't looked at that point. I was just thinking what the secondary tree would be. I don't want this cycle. That's a bad idea. I don't really care about this shield buffing, to be honest. I just took it because there's no point taking accuracy. And if I want to use him elsewhere, I can. Then it's kind of like, where do we go, to be honest? We could go healing. I just don't think it's worth. We could go for this. I don't think it's worth. It's actually surprisingly, when you get into looking at masteries, there's not an awful lot of good masteries for clan boss. A lot of times we get recommendations back on the website like, oh, why have you chosen this mastery? And it's like, well, normally we change that mastery to get to something that's a bit better, and there isn't a better option. So, and it doesn't matter what you pick. So it's a bit loud. Cardiel is pretty strong here. Cardiel's nuts. So, if you want an Elva, by the way, just stop playing the game for 21 days. Use the login path. You have to pay for it, but it's only $20. It's better than nothing. I think the 80 with the 4-turn cooldown will just find the 4-turn cooldown would be a better to control. Yeah, I mean, a lot of the teams that are not this, that can't make advantage of his A2, if you can not book his A2, then it's more flexible, or you have to turn his A2 off completely, and then he just becomes a de facto unkillable team, which any like man-eater, it's not that he's devalued because of it, he just becomes a glorified man-eater without block debuffs or something, right? That's kind of what happens. Who would be better in Arena? Skull Crown, who's been my nuke for years, or Candy? Candrathon has more power. Skull Crown has more consistency. So if you need more oomph, like more burst, then Candy has more burst. But affinity affects Candrathon, right? So if you haven't got a strong built Candrathon that can overcome the affinity issues, then potentially Skull Crown. But it's very subjective to the tier of arena you're fighting. You know, Skull Crown will be fine all the way up to mid gold 5, but then you start running into these teams that are incredibly tanky, that are hard to beat. And that's when Candy can kind of like overwhelm the enemy because he's got a lot of defensiveness, so you can take more than one turn. Is this Elva thing actually confirmed? Yeah. I don't know the exact how many days, but when you come back to the game, you get like a Forge Pass style return to the game event, which you pay for the Elite Pass, and then I think you get a choice between King Galkaba, Elva, or Ruach. I don't know if it's a choice. I'm guessing it is. So, can Elva be subbed here? Not really. Elva is like Seeker. She just provides so much for a clan boss team. It's very hard to replace her because you're getting full cleanse, block debuffs, increased speed. It's just so much in one ability. And it's a 3-turn cooldown. So, you think it's 6 months? The last one was 21 days. It's very hard to know exactly what it is. So, yeah, they're all Kaimar reset teams, aren't they? That's the problem, see, Juggernaut, with these Sand Devil fast teams. For me, I can't see them because I don't have Acrisias, I don't have Kaimars, so I don't have the reset champions. So I'm like, I can't actually envision it because I haven't got the reset option. So, yeah, I mean, maybe it's better now then if that's the case. So, no spending for 22 weeks or so. This is a long time. Okay. It depends, I suppose, what they consider, right? Can Emic work with Santa? Yeah, exactly. Emic can work. The thing about Emic is he can work with any other of the typical unkillable options, right? So normally what means is Emic will cover 2 turns and then the other turn is covered by like a Man-Eater, a Warcaster, a Tower. It's that like Warman Black, like Dark Knight clan boss team that exists, right? Where Tower takes on 2 of the turns and then you have like someone like a Man-Eater or a Skull Crown cover the last turn. So Emic can fit into any of those teams. You would just disable his A2 and book his A3. It's a 4-turn cooldown. This is the only team that we found so far, and I want to shout out, I did it on when we were working out, Gelnar and Geekbaits, who helped make this team possible. We worked on it on stream. They came with me ideas and we adapted and we figured it out together. But they were pretty much like the drivers behind this, and I will say that in the video when I record this. This is the only team that I found that can actually fully utilize all of Emic's kit as a solo unkillable without having to turn things off. So, and it was the team that I knew this team existed when he first came out. I was like, I bet you can do something where you can force Seeker to do double turn procs, use a Painkeeper to bring Emic's A3 down to a 3-turn cooldown, and then basically set up a full unkillable that way. I knew it kind of existed, but actually getting the ratios of the different champions is I didn't have time to do it because obviously I was coding a whole new website practically. So yeah, anyway, back to the original question. Like, this is the problem here now. I actually don't think anything here matters. I could probably take that and that maybe, but like, he's not going to do any damage. Like, I could just take this, I guess, for some turn meter reduction. Like, it doesn't really matter. I can't take any of these. I could just take this, I guess. But I don't really want to shield someone with low HP. But that would probably be the better one for overall. But the reason why I'm doing a little bit is I want to get Law Steel. Yeah, I want to get a few masteries on him. Because I will do the rest of the masteries another time. But I just want to get the Law Steel. Because obviously when we build him out for the tune, if we're putting him in speed gear and stuff, then Law Steel is relevant. Whereas if we're not, then that's not so relevant. So we'll just see how many points away we are. We're about 60 away. It's not so bad. Take the crit rate one. Take this. Because I don't envisage he's ever going to do any damage. At all. So, let me put that aside here. Grade. Optimiser. Let me just get the Optimiser up and running. We'll build some teams. Upload. Okay, so a few more questions here. Do you think Emic, Santa, Draco, Jintora, Doompriest work for 1 key? If you can get it unkillable, Draco, Jintora should 1 key with that damage. If you can get it unkillable, that should be fine. Do you think Emic, Ares, double Painkeeper, DPS on a 2-1 could 1 key reliably? If the DPS is strong enough, right? If it's someone like a Dracomorph, a Bellinor, like maybe a Suzerain Catone, then maybe. But if it's a weak DPS, just decreased defense, then you might struggle. It might be like a 2 key. But it would be a comfortable 2 key, I think. So Emic with Nut is good as Emic A3 is now a 3-turn cooldown. Yeah, I guess. Yeah. Will the Emic plus Painkeeper with 3-turn block debuff work? Yes. See, look, we're on Spirit Affinity, Void Affinity, Spirit Affinity, Ultra Nightmare, Nightmare, Brutal. It all works. Nothing fails. Always works. I sent HH 2 different setups with Emic and Painkeeper. One was the high speed, so Ares could cleanse it at the top, and the other slow. Okay. Sav, could you check Discord DMs when you have time? I'll have a look. I have streamer names on, so it's truncated, I'm guessing. So if it's an idea to make a relentless gear, different how many turns you get average with how many speed turns. To clarify, I want to talk about things like more beneficial to get more speed. Yeah, I can do that. I can do that. I can do a video on that. Do y'all think it's worth to book Elva A2, make her Ares replacement, and that 300 Demither? I actually prefer Elva over Ares because she's just as good damage, and you actually get so much more with it. It's much easier to tune it. It's much easier to structure it. Much, much easier. How viable is Geomancer for unkillable teams? Geomancer is very good on Affinity unkillable. Affinity unkillable specifically because the clan boss attacks 4 times instead of once on unkillable. On Affinity, right? So you get basically 4 times the attempts on his passive. So his damage profile on Affinity is much greater than when he's not on Affinity. Okay, so does Optimiser help speed up runs if that's your goal? Yeah, I mean the Optimiser will find all my builds for me. So let's go through a little bit of what we've changed on the mobile Optimiser. Oh, basically, not really the mobile Optimiser. We've been some of us been calling it the mobile Optimiser. Really, it's remote optimization. So you'll find now that the Optimiser has got a brand new UI. It's kind of the same thing, but it looks and feels a little bit different. It's like much more responsive. You know, it's designed for different mobile viewpoints. It's been built now so that you can use it on smaller screens where you couldn't before. It's much better. You can use it on your phone, on your tablet. If you want to see how the whole remote system works, you can go do that on... you can go check it out on Hellhades stream. But obviously, I'm not going to go through the details of how you do all the remote stuff. I'm just focusing on how we changed it and why we've changed some things. Now, what I want to do is just like make a quick disclaimer. Is some things have changed because of the necessity of trying to make it mobile. So, for example, one of the first things you will notice is all of the hover effects, if you were premium, let me just refresh it one more time because the ratings didn't load in. All the hover effects have changed, right? There's no more hover effects because naturally, when you're on mobile, you can't hover. Okay, so we had to take steps to like fix that. We've also tried to make things easier, less wordy, less complicated, and less confusing where we can. So for example, you'll notice that the Optimiser mode now is much less wordy. You'll notice that different places have less options, like particularly if I go damage mode and I go to glyphs, there's far less options. We've changed some things around like balance mode. You don't have priority sliders anymore. You have priority checkboxes. Now, I've seen some people come back and say, oh, this is worse than what it was before. I don't like it. That's fine. It's not that we have gone with an attempt to make things worse. We have done things to try and make things better, but maybe we went too far over to the let's make it easier to use, right? Maybe the ease of use kind of took a little bit too much away from the functionality. Maybe we took too much away. So as long as people come back to us with, you know, good, reasonable arguments to say, well, I used to be able to do this, I can't do it anymore, and I'd like to do that, and we look at it and go, that makes sense, we can try and find the middle ground to keep what we want as ease of use, but get that functionality back in to where it is. What won't work is if people come to us and go, I hate this system, you've made it worse, because our goal is not to make it worse. That would be stupid. Our goal is to make it better. But sometimes you can make things worse by making it better. Now, obviously, the main thing that's going to probably upset people, I don't really know if upset is the right word, but basically confuse people or make it like I don't like this new view, is the ability for you to do this. If I just do like, what's the speed I need here? It's like 281 for a second. I'll go through all this. When you do this new view, why did that not work? Probably because yes. 281 speed. Go. Why is it not finding combinations? Should absolutely find combinations on my account. Interesting. Never had that before. Maybe it's the skill. Maybe it's something to do with trunk cart. Okay. Maybe it's just the speed. I don't know. We'll have a look at that in a minute. There we go. Maybe. We'll have a look at that. So this new view might be a little bit like, I don't like this, I like my table. The table still lives there. It's not as functional at the moment because it doesn't show the skill comparison. And if obviously a lot of people want the functionality in there, then we'll explore it. I know why it didn't work because I didn't put him to max level. There you go. I didn't put him to max level. If I do this now, it'll probably work. No. Interesting. Should work. Forklift. There we go. Weird. It's probably the speed requirement. Anyway, so when you come to this view, you can still access this. And I thought ahead. I was like, okay, people are going to be like, upset, blah, blah, blah. You can go to manage account. You can go to your Optimiser settings. You can disable the new card view if you don't like it. I suggest that you kind of like give it a try because it is better in my opinion. But if you don't like it, you can disable this. And then whenever you go to optimize, you'll be defaulted to the table view. So again, this is us trying to improve it because one of the main problems is when you used to get this table view, like when you used to look at this, it's like, okay, well, you've just given me a list of like 8 results. Which one do I pick? Which one is better? now naturally, you know, we used to have people go, oh, I want to sort the table. And it's like, well, actually, you've picked damage mode. So the way that the optimizer is actually working is it's giving you the best damage build up front. So, but it's not obvious on the table view. So this is why we've made this change, is because we want to make it more obvious that, hey, this is the number one result. This is the one you want to pick. But if there's some reason why you don't want to pick it, maybe it's taking gear off someone, then you can pick this gear, right? So that's better, okay? So the other thing we have obviously done is remove this like pop-up, because a lot of people were like complaining about the fact that when you pop it up, you couldn't see what you were wearing, you couldn't configure it, you couldn't do anything, right? It was locking you out of the screen. So now everything sits in this view. So you can basically see the difference of stats. This is what I mean about hovering effects. We've removed the hover effects, we've put it here. So this build here would be that. I mean, it's not pretty, it's not a very good build. I don't really know why it's not doing good damage builds at the moment. It's very weird. I know it's requiring speed, but it should be better than that. My gear is better than that. Let me just check everything's fine. He's using my gear. I don't really know why he's struggling particularly. It's very strange. It's very strange. Yeah, it could just be him. Like, obviously, we've done a lot of testing. Like, Whisper has had, like, Whisper's the predominant tested champion. So I know it's working because when I go to Whisper here, I get good results. Right? So when I'm configuring, like, if I go to the battle tab here and I say I want Shogun, where is he? Shogun's Grove, stage 25, 24, boom, boom. We're going to have Gnut's, like, 15% destruction. I'm going to give it increased crit rate, increased attack, stats. I want it to be 190, slots, speed, whatever. Take the banner away because we know that's strong. We'll take that away, we know that's strong, and that's strong. Slots, we could basically take away this. We know we want those. We know I want attack percentage chest. I don't want anything else. And I know I want attack percent boots or speed. So we can leave that in. Slots, sets, glyphs. I want basically 5 glyph. Like 5% here. Probably like 15 here. Cool. Optimize. Clear. Start. I know I've got good gear then, see? 339% crit damage, 7.3k. So I don't really know why the other one is not working. Obviously, the damage is not accurate here because it's not taking into account the fact that the A2 is going to ignore it because I put weaken on. There's still some conditions that the damage assessment can't trigger, right? It doesn't understand that when she uses A2, she's ignoring 100% defense. So therefore, this is probably recommending like a weird build here because the defense is so high it actually can't ignore enough. But you know, that's why I was confused why Emic wasn't working, because it should work, really. I've told it to use gear, haven't I? Configure. Yeah, artifact level 8. Exclude priority 1. Cool. Lower steel. Stats 281. Obviously, speed tuning. So you should always do this. We're going to have 20% 6-star cruelty. It'll have decreased defense and weaken. And I don't think he's going to have anything like... He'll have increased attack, but it doesn't really matter for him specifically. So sets doesn't matter. We could require toxic, but that's fine. Let's see how this works now. Optimize, pass builds. Let's go. It's a little bit better. Now we're finding the gear that I want. So here's the thing. It's important you select your target. Right, it's important you select what you want to attack. If you're not doing PvE content, you can use general and then put your own numbers in. But selecting the target will help the optimizer build specifically for damage mode. So, any way of separating max accessory and max artifact into just level? I've had a few people ask that. I personally, when I was looking, I was like, it's the same thing. It doesn't really matter to me. But you know, if more people keep asking for it, then we will add it. So, yeah. So yeah, so probably the biggest controversy is the new priority sliders. So here's the argument for the change. What does important slider 12 mean to you as a user, right? If I told you to set your important slider, what number would you put? And what we end up having is this discussion where I think it works one way, the person who created it thinks it works another way, and then the user thinks it works a different way to the other one. So you end up in this situation where you end up like you're setting all these different sliders, and I often see lots of people showing me an optimization task where it's like we've got like 7 different minimums and 7 different like important sliders and max, and you just never get any builds because you're just giving way too many parameters. Whereas what we wanted to try and drive was a much more streamlined reduce, because really you don't need more than 3 priority stats. Like the way you can look at it is go, okay, I need a minimum amount of speed, I need a minimum amount of accuracy, and then I might want to prioritize health and defense. Like what are the stats? Do you want a minimum resistance as well, or do you want to prioritize? Like, there's not enough stats that you would want more than 3 in my opinion, because either you need the minimum amounts or you need as much as you can get. There's not really an option. And if you're just going to build something that's got as much as everything you want, then you're not really going to get much results out of that, because you're telling the optimizer I need everything maximum as much as I can. So that's true, cool. It's not like we have... Yes, I accept that the documentation and the instructions we give for those important sliders weren't good. But even then, I was like, well, I thought it did this. And then we had internal discussions. I was like, no, it does something different. I'm like, it was just, in my opinion, one, difficult to actually put onto a screen for a mobile, because a slider needs to be a certain width. It needs to have a certain amount of tappable space for you to use on mobile. And 2, for a normal user, is it just too complicated? Is it over the top? Now, I'm basically going to keep an eye on it. And if people give me good feedback through the Discord that I can see that there's a logical argument of trying to change it, then potentially we could increase the checkboxes to 4, right? And then set different priority levels. We could adapt it. But I think the way I would I much prefer the fact that you basically define the priorities and then order them, rather than set in an arbitrary number that you don't even understand yourself, because I don't even understand them half the time. And if I don't understand them, how do I expect you as a user to understand them without giving you a novel of instructions? So I think that's the importance, you know? Mainly the Ascension slider problem is that just my top 8 builds are constantly pulling one of my 3 speed boots with speed Ascension. Yeah, that will happen. That's true, Jake. You know, we might need to go more in depth about that then. You can, of course, lock your boots behind champions in different priorities, so... Interesting build. Yeah, I mean, we did 3 because this is what I said, ease of use versus functionality. Do we want to just limit the amount so you can make it easier to use? Or do you want to add more functionality? It's always a battle. It's a developer's nightmare. How much do I give you? But giving you that means it's more complicated. But if I add that complexity, is it giving you features? Are those features essential, or am I just adding features for the sake of adding them that makes it more complicated? It's like this constant tugging, this constant pull and push. So this is why I was saying at the start of this section, don't judge us as trying to take things away from you. Judge it on the fact that maybe we went and tried to do something that was easier and went a little bit too far away from functionality, and we need to rein it back in. That's just a constant like feedback loop between people who are using it. And a lot of it's based on volume. You know, we can only test so much internally. It's only when you start putting volume through things that you start getting these edge case scenarios and different examples, and the way that people use it is going to be different. You know, you could basically ask 12 people to write a novel. The novel might have a similar plot line, but the way they write it and how they go about writing it and the process and the way they do things is always going to be different. So it's kind of like, that's what I need now going forward, is I'll adapt and I'll fix it and we'll adjust it until we get what we want, you know? Even the card system, I built the review so that it would do a list view, but I thought more people would prefer this. But if more people really want this viewers list, then I know I'm going to have to put something like a skills button that gives you abilities to actually see the comparison of damage on these skills, because obviously it doesn't show it here. It shows you the differences of stats, but it doesn't show you the differences that this shows, because this is a bit better. So yeah, I'll put him in toxic, don't worry. I want him in toxic, yeah. So, but we have added silver cost. That's been a long requested thing from people. They want to have silver cost in terms of like swapping gear and stuff. So we've added that. And also now, obviously, if I was to do it remote, so I can show you how you do it remote. All you have to do if you want to use remote, and this is not a mobile only thing, this is any premium user can use this up to their token allocation. you can just turn this on. And the moment you turn that on, it uses exactly the same configuration settings that you did on your extractor, but now it will send it to the server, right? And when you do this, you go through here, configure another request, because obviously I've put it on history on here. So we go here. You can see I've already used 5 tokens because I was testing. Start it. It will then say it's been queued. It's going to send it up to the history tab, and I can go into my past builds, and it will sit in here. So you can see it's already been done. Instantly been done. So clearly the servers are quite quiet at the moment. And then I can resume. Didn't find any builds. That's a shame. Which is weird, actually, because it's the exact same configuration as I did here. And that did find builds. See, this is all about testing. This is very strange, because it should do the exact same process, and it didn't. So this is all about testing. So I'm not entirely sure what happened there. So that's another bug fix. We tested this like for 2 weeks. We have had internal and, you know, members of the community that we trusted return damage, but obviously Emic is doing some weird stuff here. We don't really know why. You know, probably just because building him in different things. Problem is many champs need accuracy, speed, and main stat, HP, defense. Then you may need both tanky stats. Then nukers need attack and crit rate, crit damage. Yeah, but if you're building for damage, Steven, you don't go balanced. And if you're building survival, you don't go balanced. Balanced is only useful, in my opinion, if you need solo champions. And even then, I would not use it. Often you're building a champion to be tanky, or you're building a champion to be dealing damage. You're not doing them any other way. So if you want damage, you basically go damage mode, and it prioritizes the damage stats, and you just put your minimum accuracy. If you go in survival, you go survival mode, you put your speed, your minimum accuracy, maybe you want resistance, and you don't put any other stats. Even if you're doing it balanced mode, even if you wanted a damage balanced person, you put minimum speed, minimum accuracy, and then you would probably put like priority HP, defense, and attack with attack higher or defense higher, whichever one their primary stat is. And then maybe you'll put 100% minimum crit rate, right? What I'm saying is it's very rare. Maybe there's an argument for 4, but I'll be honest, you will not get a result on balanced mode where you put minimum accuracy, minimum speed, 100% crit rate, priority on crit damage, priority on defense, priority on attack, and priority on HP. It's not going to find you a build for that. You know, the edge cases are something like Brogni, where you really want like very high specific tanky stats in specific ways. It's not really going to give you a good build out of those scenarios because it's just too many parameters. It's going to take too long. So I find when using damage mode, it tanks the speed. Well, yeah, because it's going to give you the minimum speed. It's going to go find me the best damage build for the minimum amount of speed. If you need more speed, you increase the minimum speed. That's the point, right? So if I didn't want 281 speed, I could go 250 speed. And it will go, okay, cool. I'll find you a better damaging build now because you actually need a lot less speed. Cool, that's 269% crit damage. But you need more speed? Okay, I'll put it up. Yeah? Hydra tanks can be hard. Not really. You go survival, resistance, attack, accuracy, and speed. So if I was building this guy for a Hydra team, I'd go configure. I'd set the battle thing here. I always do it out of default. Not really as relevant here, but I'd say I'd pick this and I'd pick this, right? I'd go, okay, he's going to have increased defense, and then I'd go to stats. I need a minimum of like 500. I need 350. I don't need crit rate, and I want speed. Maybe I want a minimum of 3,500 defense. There you go. It's Hydra tank. Don't need to prioritize HP or stats, right? If you didn't want to do it this way, you could just go into balance mode and go, okay, well, I want to get... I need a minimum of resistance, accuracy, and speed. I don't really care about crit rate. Then I want HP and defense, and I want HP prioritized over defense. Or the better way to do it is as much HP as I want at 3,500 defense. I actually struggle to find a situation viably where you need more than 3 priorities. And often, if you need more than 3 priorities, you're not building the champion the most efficient way. And there's nothing against you as individuals. I'm not trying to be critical. I'm just saying from my personal experience, using the tool, developing the tool, there's very few scenarios where I would actually need more than 3 priorities. Yeah, balance can be quite slow if you feed lots of information into it. In the list view, the builds do not rank from strongest to weakest if you use damage mode and manually calculate attack and crit damage to top and alter. It will depend. So, for example, if I put this guy back to crit damage, if we go damage mode, A1, max him out, configure, include, yes, there, cool. battle. I want clan boss. Ultra nightmare. I want this. I want this. I want to destroy 20% of the defense. I want increase attack. Stats. I want 281. I'll just say 250 for now. I don't need accuracy. I don't need any crit damage. Cool. Sets. I do need to check the glyphs are working correctly. There's maybe some issues with those, in terms of they returning incorrectly. Okay. So, as you can clearly see, it's ordering the results based on the highest damage potential. Now, you might be wondering, well, if I do the math, it's not working out the same. Are you factoring in all of the conditions, the damage reduction percentage that you're doing with, say, cruelty, the masteries you're applying, the skill books that you're applying, the ignore defense potential? All of these factor in to determine the damage. It's not just a simple case of multiplier times crit damage. It's not doing the same as what you're telling me. This is viewing that list. You can see it's doing it. You can see it's rating it by that. You know, that's 15 or 18% less crit damage. So it's 100% doing that. Is the regular optimizer free? Nothing has changed with the normal optimizer. Only thing that has changed with the normal optimizer is how it looks. The functionality, the freeness of it, it's all the same. The only thing that's behind the premium wall is the remote stuff. Remote optimization and remote extraction is a premium feature at the moment. It might change in the future, it might not, we don't know, it depends on usage. That's the only stuff that is premium. Everything else is as it was yesterday. It's not any different. Obviously, how it looks is different, but what it does in terms of what you have available to you is the same. Now, we might have some edge case bugs or scenarios where things aren't calculating properly because we've done a lot of improvements behind the scenes and refactoring to try and make the site better, make the tool better. But the actual, what it does is all the same. Now, it's not changed. You know, we haven't taken anything away from you. Now, we may have refactored something visually, but the functionality is the same. Hey, Saf, thanks for going on about Whisper so much. I decided to try and build it. In the process of that, I pulled a 3-star soul, and she helped massively beat Faction Wars. Congratulations, Wellesley. She is a beast. What I do is also select the slot, just the main stat that I want to build general for damage. I also want resist in the chest. Yeah, exactly. So slots are very important. You reduce the amount of pool of availability, because essentially, you know, if you're building a tank, you know you don't want attack percentage, so don't ask the optimizer to include it. It'll just make it efficient, right? If you include attack percentage, the optimizer has to assess the attack percentage chest, then reject it. Whereas if you reject it at source, it saves that process and that step. That's time. This is how you just optimize your requests to make them easier. So my laptop sucks, so too bad, so I mostly... Well, this is the good thing about this update. It's designed as well for people who have, you know, older or less powerful devices. Not just mobile, but your PC as well. So, my visual might be weird. I don't see where to optimize. The screen is blank, but there is a button to go for premium optimizer. On where, Peter? On your mobile? If you're on mobile, then obviously you can't use the GPU extractor or improve brute force. If you're on the mobile device, it will force you into premium. Yes. Zaf, is there a possibility of you sharing the amazing calc you've done for Sand Devil 25? It's important. It's becoming important to have 25 teams due to it being 400 points compared to 200. There's a video on the channel. Oh, fully booked. I don't have a 25 team that's fully booked. I have a 24 team that's fully booked, but not a 25 team. Both of them, if you look at the channel, both the videos are there. So, PC, you shouldn't do. If you're seeing blank screens, Peter, just hit this reset button here and reset settings and try again. I suppose we should get on with building some champions here. Otherwise, we'll be here all night. So what we want to do is we want to prioritize the build here. So Elva is the fastest at the moment, 321. What I just want to do some internal check testing here is I just want to make sure that the glyphs are properly reducing the minimums, right? So clan boss wise, we know if we pick this battle, it's going to apply the area bonuses, which is good. So what I just want to make sure is that this is sending everything through. So we want to pick a banner first. So I'm going to do this. I just want to sort by speed. He doesn't need any sort of accuracy. Obviously, he's HP based, so Ideally, we want health, but what we want more than anything is speed. And as you can see, we don't really have an awful lot of speed banners, which is, honestly, it's not great. So we're going to have to try and see if we can level some. Because really, we need speed. If we haven't got speed, that could be some of the problems we were having with the results, that we just don't have an awful lot of speed banners. Trust me to triple roll a defense percentage that isn't speed. Or like all of these, if we organize them by priority, like the fastest one we got is 17. It's not great. It isn't brilliant. Like obviously Elva's gonna need the fastest one. Yeah, it's not brilliant. I don't know if we have any in the inbox. Let's have a look. Inbox is still there. It's now under manage account. So we've improved the navigation of the site to help people find where they need to. So all your optimizer settings now are in manage account. All of your inbox is in manage account. So we can see here if there is any. We're looking for Sylvan Watchers banners with speed, ideally. Of course, he's the new faction, which means actually trying to build him with the new faction stuff is hard. Sylvan Watchers. So there's a ring. That's not what we want. We don't care about the rings. We care about the banner. Well, there's an attack banner with speed, but it's a 5-star. Not ideal. We kind of need a 6-star. Do we have any? Yes, I know everyone is judging me in chat right now about how bad my inbox management is. I get it. Ring. Ooh, there's a defense banner. That might be good. Let's go nab that from the inbox. Do we actually have space, though? That's the question. No. But we need to just make a little bit of space here. Let's take those two away. That's fine. Down here somewhere. Work our way from the top. Too much. What is it around? It's around. I really need to sort this inbox out. Look how bad it is. I can't find anything. Right, so let's go to the boot. There we go. So it's the next one after that. Sylvan Watchers. Where is it? Here's the ring. Where is it? I can't find it. Maybe I skimmed past it too much. Oh, there it is. Oh, look, there's a HP triple roll one there. It's not, it doesn't seem to be sorted by anything. Or I've scooped too far lower. It's the only downside to having so much. Yeah, there's more here. Oh, there's another one down there. That's the one I just collected. So we have two. We have 2 attempts at a good banner. If we double roll a rare, that's probably fine. I don't think there's anything else, is there? They're barbarians. Okay, so we have a double roll chance. Hey, Abad, how's it going? No rest for the wicked, I know, right? I've still got to do artifact enhancement on the free-to-play later. I'm looking forward to that. No information on Cadaver. I would imagine they don't care. If I was a betting man, I would say they have very little care about Cadaver. They'll probably fix it in like 3 months' time after they've managed to milk money out of it, probably. Okay, so we've got 2 attempts. Give me luck. Speed. Oh. That was the one I was hopeful for. Okay. Give me luck. Speed. Ah. We're never lucky, are we? Watch this one triple roll speed now. No, I didn't either. Alright. So, in terms of banners, this is probably going to be a problem for him because we just don't have an awful lot of, like, good banners. You know, that are just fast. And he needs speed at the moment. That's like the highest stat we need. So obviously Elva cannot lose this speed because Elva's going to need to have speed on her build. We could take an 18 plus 2, which we can glyph to a plus 5. Or we could take a 17, which we can glyph higher. We can take a 13 plus 3, that's really poor. We don't really want to take Awelas. And you can see like the rest of them just become 10s. Really poor. The only luck we have is if one of these is like double rolled or something. Like that might triple roll, but even then, is it better than this? Probably not. You know, it would have to be a 6-star that's already double rolled for it to be worth us to consider, which none of these have got. You know, the only other things you could do is like triple roll this, but that's pretty good. It's worth keeping. I don't really feel like that's worth selling on. You know, that's a pretty bad banner, I'd say. Shouldn't have kept that one. That was a shame. If that banner had rolled well, that would have been better. But, you know, what can you do? So, yeah, this is the biggest hurdle we got right now is trying to find a speed banner. Because all of these are just not good. It's just, you know, they're not good. You know, we could potentially re-roll this and hope for it. But again, you're giving up a pretty good banner. If I had loads of the banners spare, I'd be more tempted to do it. But when you don't have an awful lot of banners available, it seems like a very big investment for something you might not get a good outcome from. You know, maybe we just take this White Dryad Near one and try and do the best with it. Or maybe we take this defense one. You got a HP mythical banner with speed as a priority stat. Oof, nice. Roll it. You could try rework banner. Yeah, but I don't have any triple rolls. That's the thing. Like, I'd have to roll some of these up, and then none of them are triple roll anyway. So it's kind of like, you know, maybe I rolled. It's like, and if it's not 6-star, it's not really worth the effort. So, like, you know, it's a double roll. Like, that one is potentially re-rollable. But again, like, you're giving up, like, I would say a pretty decent banner for something that might not pay off. You know, and these banners are not rolling enough to be warranting a Chaos Ore. You know, if this does, like, triple roll, then maybe this is a Chaos Oreable one. This is double. It's just, it's good, but it's not what we need. You know, like, same as this. Maybe if this triples, but now what we're doing is just throwing silver at the problem, and it's just doing double. I mean, it's great that it doubled, but not what we really want. So, yeah, it's a problem. Have you seen Wukong's preview skills? I haven't seen anything. Do you know more than I do? I've only seen the stuff that Raid have put out. Yeah, I used all my luck on shards, so all my rolling gear. I think we're just gonna have to go with like an 18 plus 3. I think we should have to go with that. It needs to be 281. So it's not like crazy fast, but it does need to be 281. So 281 stats, speeds, sets, glyphs, slots, 5 speeds. So I think if we just, let's start with this one because it's defense at least. We want this to be crit damage and probably sorted by health because we don't really care about anything else. Seems like that's a good one to take. So don't really need anything else. And then this just needs to be health. Health organized by health percentage. I only have 2 HP rings. The hell is that all about? I suppose this is like new faction issues. This is what you get with new faction issues, I guess, right? Where it takes you a while to build up the threshold. I mean, that ring is as bad as it pretty much gets, so that one's being sold. So I guess we're just taking Ruella's ring. But I need to replace that because I'm pretty sure that's my Ruella that I'm using for... I'm pretty sure that's the Ruella I'm using for the... oh, wow, I don't actually have another one. Oh, well, that was a bit stupid, wasn't it? Okay, do I have something that's a lot of HP? That's been a mistake. I should have swapped it to that other poor one. So now we don't actually have a HP ring that we want to put on our shield champion that we're using in Shogun. So now we're going to look for one that's got a high substat roll. We surely have some. There you go, that'll do. Okay, so those are the ones we're going to do. We're going to pick that one. So now what we can do is we can basically say, I don't want to do these optimizations. I'm probably going to need speed. I'll keep HP anyway. Chest, I want HP, but I'll keep defense and accuracy and resist if there's a high speed one. Gloves, I only want damage, so we're going to go crit rate or crit damage as well. So we're going to pick 281. We do not need accuracy. We want to make sure we're picking clan boss because we want to apply. Am I in the right view here? Probably not. Helps if I change screen. Professional streamer. So yeah, we're hiding all of the slots that we don't want. We are picking the slots here that we do want. We're basically saying we need 281 speeds. We're making sure that we're picking clan boss so that our area bonuses apply. I'm putting the debuffs up exactly how we want so we get good damage output. We're excluding anyone on locked one, but what we need to do first is we probably just need to take out champions that are locked one, because Kat, you're not helping. Some of these champions now we probably won't use in clan boss anymore, so we can basically release the gear from them that they're currently holding. So that's probably like Jintoro is not being used in clan boss. We're going to rebuild him. Elva I'll leave locked at the moment. Probably break the Countess Licks because she's not being used for anything at the moment. Oh look, we got a missing image there. Cursed. Let me add that to a note to fix. Things you discover after extensive testing and it still bugs. It's amazing, right? Nothing is ever fully bug-free. That's what I learned about life this last month. No matter how much you try, you'll always find some other bugs. Good old cursed icon. Who else have we got in here? Tutora we use, the man-eaters. To be honest, we can break the man-eaters now. We're gonna break the Countess Licks team because we're gonna need the gear. Franox is fine, Geomancer is fine, Taurus is fine, Rolgard is fine, Demitha, Ugo, Ruella, Seeker, we can release him. Geomancer, Husk, Fenax, Muckstalker is fine, Renegade, Cold Heart, Armiger, Ileal. Why are you number one? Okay, so that kind of releases most of our clan boss team. Is Roxanne in here? Yeah, Roxanne must be. She needs to be broken out of as well. Is Roxanne not locked? Wow, she isn't. She's 2. Okay, so now that we've done that, Emic. Will Emic be usable will Emic be usable while I get books, or will it hold him back? I mean, he'll be better than nothing, right? He'll give you unkillable. You'll need to book him, but he's better than not booking him. We'll just do A2 here for damage, I guess. Well, actually, we'll probably just do A1. I don't really know what his multipliers are. Let's have a look. We'll just do A2. It's fine. Slightly better. A2, speed, 1 there. Configure, boom. Now, we do want toxic. We do want toxic. Count, 1. Cool. Don't really care about those sets, glyphs. So what I do want to just make sure that the new glyph setting is working. Why is it not finding? And I'm getting double error messages here. Do you know what? My brain has exploded with all these different problems. We're getting double error message there, so that's another little bug. It's probably just a little thing that should be fixed. I probably wrote a brand new error message and didn't remove the old one. I don't really understand why we're struggling to find the speed here. this? Oh, champion to max level. That'll help. Let's try now. Sets. Toxic. There you go. So we're at 291. Why is it not selecting banners? Oh, well, that would help. It live refreshed itself on me. Thank you. Stop live refreshing. That would help. We put this back in. Speed is required. Order by speed. We're going to go with the 18 plus 1. Optimize. Try that again. There we go. That's more like it. That's the more speed I want. But here's the thing. I think the glyphs are doing something they shouldn't do. It seems to be that the glyphs are adding on top when it should be reducing the minimums. So I think I might need to bug fix this after we finish stream, because I think this is a major problem for glyphs. Because what it's actually doing is it's not reducing the glyph value down. If we have a look at it, it's actually saying the best I can get is 298, because realistically what it should be doing is taking the numbers down. These numbers as well. Yeah. I had an internal debate when I was designing this view whether or not I should be showing new stats with the gain or existing stats with the gain. And I don't know what people think about it. Personally, when I was looking at it, I was like, well, actually, I think I should be seeing the total and then the gain, not the old build, because the old build's over here. I don't really know. I'm still on the fence about it. I can kind of see the arguments for both ways. But to me, this is much easier if this said like 125 plus 99 built as a final number, then it showed me plus 99. But then maybe people think they're getting plus 99 on 125. It's bizarre. But what would we get in here? We'd be taking this, and this. That's actually putting it into Toxic plus 1 Swift Parry and 1 Helicath thing. Interesting. But as I said, I don't know if I'm going to be able to do this yet, because I think I'm going to have to bug fix this like almost immediately, because for some reason it is glyphing the pieces and it's actually returning the build back with the right amount of glyphs. But I'm not on. Are you able to hear me? Am I? No, you can't hear me, right? You can't hear me. Oh, I'm good. Right. Okay. Did you mute yourself, Juggernaut? Yeah, so I think this is bugged, because what's happening is essentially it's glyphing the pieces. It's actually returning the build in glyph, but it's almost optimizing not with the glyph. So maybe I haven't actually sent the glyphs to the optimizer when we've reconfigured this. So maybe I've made a bit of a boo-boo, because it does feel like 298 speed is much more than my 281 that I asked for. Unless it's giving me with the bonus clan boss 281 plus 12. No, see, it's giving me so much more. It's giving me a lot more. It's giving me 293. So yeah, there's something funky with the glyphs by the looks of this, and that could be affecting all the optimizations, because the glyphs has a massive impact on like damage output. So we might have to put this to one side, and I might have to fix this after stream, because I think that's a pretty big bug. And it's one of those things you don't like, you can test. So when we were testing, is it returning builds, is there any errors, is there any problems? But probably we didn't go down to the fine detail of, is it actually returning what I want for it to give me? Because we already know it works, right? Because it's kind of like, well, we haven't changed the optimizer, we've just changed the way that it does things. So yeah, I think that I'm going to do that after. So maybe we postpone this a little bit and we basically just do some Hydra, because I have to do it anyway. And that'll give me time to do masteries. I'm streaming tomorrow. I'm trying to catch up, so I'm going to be streaming tomorrow from 8 p.m. and I'll be streaming on Thursday from 8 p.m. So you got me 3 days back to back. So tomorrow maybe we'll do the 2 clan bosses. Let's just do Hydra today, and then hopefully I would have just checked all these little mini bugs that we found and little things I need to fix. Yeah. Have we got any more free wins here? We'll buy them in a bit. How's my clash looking? We are winning. Like, I will say, I said this to my clan up front. I don't want to be a freeloader, but I do not care about Hydra Clash. It's probably after Live Arena, the first game mode that I am boycotting. I do not care about this 650 million. Because, if I'm being honest, the rewards suck. You get one artifact. All this 650 million effort gives you 1 artifact. 1. It's going to take me so long to even get one, like, just one thing. What's the point of that? Like, you basically get 1 quantity of clan gold from 1 nightmare chest, pointless amounts of clan XP that doesn't give you any value, and then 1 artifact. 1 piece a week. This is the thing. You've got to roll probably faction. So it's got to roll the faction you want. Then it's going to roll, like, a primary stat that you want. Then you've got to roll the substats and hope it rolls not flat stats. Like, it's almost like going and doing 1 spider run and expecting a good item. When you know you probably have to run 100 spider runs and you might get a good item out of 100 runs. It's just, you know, and the fact that you can get 5-star epic gear. Pretty much, instant sell, instant sell. And I would say instant sell. Anything that's 5-star, for the majority of people that are going to be hitting this 650 million chest, will instant sell a 5-star. Because it is not worth it. So, really, this top chest should be giving you, like, 5 of these things. 5. I mean, for God's sake, you get more from clan versus clan by winning it. You get at least 4 from clan versus clan. And look how long it's taken us to get any sort of decent reaction gear. So, what I've told my clan is, look, I'm not looking to create a problem. I know people want to win. We are winning at the moment, but I'm just going to come in, I'm going to do my 1 keys. If I end up with enough points that I do the 650 million, fine. But I'm not actually putting any effort. Like, fair play to Dr. Seuss, he put a lot of effort into it. I'm not being critical of any of these guys. I really think they've done a great job. But I just can't be bothered with it. Like, I just can't be bothered, you know. Like, I'm pretty sure one of these have got an infinity comp, maybe. I don't think any of them have, actually. So I'm just going to do my 1 keys, basically. And let the dust settle where it is. That's what we're going to do. Yeah, at least you get, like, guaranteed legendary 6-star, right? You don't even guarantee you're going to get a 5-star. Like, a 6-star piece is so bad. I just don't understand how anyone can think that what they've introduced is a good reward. Like, it's already quite difficult to hit 650 million without using, like, the, you know, obviously if you use the exploit, it's pretty free. But, like, the fact that they've made it so you have to really push high amounts of points, you think, oh, well, I'm going to get good rewards. It's like all that for 1 artifact that I'm probably going to instant sell because it'll be 5-star. It's not even like you get more clan gold. It's like there's no soul stones in there. Most people do Hydra because you get the stone skin and the protection gear, but you also get your stones. Your extra. It's one of the best places to get your extra stones, right? Your extra soul stones. You basically get your entire week's worth of Iron Twins from 1 Hydra chest, from the 3 Hydra chests. So I don't know. Hey, Trax. The multipliers don't really incentivize higher tiers because you don't get enough from Nightmare to justify just going super hard on hard. So that's another issue. Yeah, I don't know. To me, it's just a bit like... what's frustrating for me, I think, as a player is Hydra Clash is the game modes we really want. We want clan participation where we have to work together to win, to get an achievable outcome. The problem is the way that they've implemented it is just like exploit the game mode. It's the way it's been implemented. Exploit the game mode because it's easier and it's just so dominant. To me, anyway, that's just I mean, some people might say, well, you don't, you're being hyperbolic or whatnot. It is what it is. I just, for me, it just doesn't make, I suppose I don't want to engage in a model that encourages this kind of system. Probably just hit this. Nice goal. Yeah, I mean, look, I'm not going to complain about getting free stuff. Like, if I end up getting the top chest, I get the top chest. All I'm saying is, it doesn't feel like you get an awful lot for all the effort of trying to win that tournament. And I feel like that's a bit of a mistake. Congrats on the Optimiser improvements. Thanks. I've just found some bugs I need to fix. Honestly. I don't know what I've done. I'll have to double check it. It's probably something very basic. Because what you probably don't see when you look at the Optimiser, and it's something that, we probably talk about on a stream with Hellhades if we have a conversation about it, is we've done an awful lot of amount of refactoring in the background. Anyone who's worked in development cycles knows that you start off with something quite clean, and over time you add new features, and we've added a hell of a lot to the Optimiser. I mean, I was looking at some of the old videos that used to be in those little question mark helpers and nobody clicked. And like the whole Optimiser, what it can do now is like vastly crazy improved over the last 2 years. And we've added and added and added. And, I've been developing it with the guys, and sometimes I've done things that are not very efficient. Sometimes we've added things out of necessity or various different things. And we've ended up in a situation where there's a lot of settings in place to do stuff, but actually don't need to be there, or that we're doubling up or we're duplicating. So this update is a lot of behind the scenes of trying to make things a little bit more efficient, make things a little bit better, so that when we actually optimize things and we use things, we can use things more universally. So there's more consistency. It's easier to develop. It's easier to sustain. It's easier to support. That's kind of like the goal. So what I've probably done is I've probably actually changed the way that custom glyphs works to actually make it better. And somewhere along the lines, I've accidentally forgotten to maybe apply set into Optimiser. What we like to call a bit of an oopsie in coding world, which is probably an easy fix. It's probably going to take me like 5 seconds to spot what I've done and go, that was silly. Like, for example, and our head developer, the Coot, he was laughing at me, and I was like, I deserve it. We basically implemented, I might as well just hit this dude, more max HP. So when we implemented a remote optimizer, I wanted to make sure before we knew it was working, it wasn't actually available to the general public. We didn't want it actually like accessible. So I put it behind a very secure set of conditions, which meant that in order for you to access it, you had to be part of the alpha group. Yeah, this is Nightmare. So the reason why people were having issues earlier about account sharing links is because I may have accidentally forgotten to disable said security settings to stop people from using the remote extractor. One of those situations where you go, oh, that was a bit dumb. Probably shouldn't have done that. Simple fix. It's one of those things that because everyone was in the beta group was beta testers, we I didn't really put much thought into it to actually go and check that I'd taken that off. Hindsight is a very powerful thing in coding. But yeah, I was he was pulling my tail a little bit about that one. It's a bit of a dumb mistake by me. But yeah, there you go. You live, you learn. Even the most experienced people can make mistakes. That's what I learned about that. I probably should have healed there. Not gonna lie, that was a bit of a mistake. I really need to get some healing into my team. Please have a cleanse. No, we don't have a cleanse yet. Ugo's in trouble. Ugo's in trouble. I'm not gonna lie, Ugo's in a... Actually, everyone's in a little bit of trouble right now. Okay, right, we got a bit of a heal off. That's pretty good. I'd also take a look at the mobile lock extract that's running third-party hosted scripts, which shouldn't be there. Third-party hosted scripts. Are you talking about the ads? It does load an advert on the form, if that makes sense. It's not actually running on the server. What you got to remember is, like, there's technical things the way that the server's structured. It's not like it's all built into one single application. The service in which you actually remote log in is completely separate, as in it's not the same service that you actually enter all the details on. Right, kill this guy. Yeah, my brain is a little bit fried. I'm not going to lie. It has been some crazy amounts of, like, oh, are we going to get this set up? I've been trying to get this set up for a while. Hopefully we're going to get Hex back in time. Because if we get this set up perfect, this is going to be strong. We need block debuffs and we need Hex. That's the plan here. Hex. Block debuffs. Oh, we don't have decreased defense. Okay, right. Still going to be strong. This is why GNU is really strong. We need 2 turns. Or might not get it back in time. Never mind. You basically, this is the ideal dream scenario, because what happens is you hit the Suffering Head with Gnut's A3, and when Gnut's A3 is out, what you end up doing is you end up smashing all these Hex heads for huge amounts of damage, because essentially the Hex increases the Gnut's damage by a lot, but unfortunately Gnut doesn't have his A3 back, so we're going to miss all this damage, which is a shame. Real shame. And now we basically got the Torment Head, which kind of sucks. But, you know, it is what it is. Just get some strength up here. Oh, we do get a bit of a... Oh, now we get it, but it's too late, I think. The heads are going to revive. We're going to get 1. So what you'd want to look at is this head on the right here. You look how much damage. 130,000 there. We've got 2 weak hits, unfortunately. I'm waiting for the rotation to change. It feels like we've been on this rotation for like ages. Once the rotation changes, hopefully the Suffering Head changes affinity and we can really maximize the Gnut's value. This rotation is really bad for Gnut. Like, a lot of negative affinity on this rotation, which doesn't help. Now the goal right now is we need to kill this Suffering Head as quickly as we possibly can. This Mischief Head, not Mischief, Torment Head, because we don't like, this team does not like the Torment Head. There is no real solution for this Torment Head in this team. As you can see, my Necmo is going to get basically pummeled. I don't have enough to get this debuffs on the go right now, so we're going to have to just throw some debuffs out there. Still don't have enough debuffs, so we're going to get a full cleanse, I think. It's just not much I can do. Get a cleanse out here. So... throw a random team into my normal Hydra and tabbed out of the raid. I would accidentally, yeah. I mean, that's my hard team. I just throw my activators in and watch it do stuff. Do I enjoy Hydra? Sometimes. It's the only place I like to manual. I do like the challenge of manual in this. I don't like auto in this. I think auto in this is not designed to be autoed. Let's get some debuffs out. Steal that reflect because that's a nasty situation. Get the brimstone out. So someone in Discord mentioned my issue could be based on browser width. The optimizer thinks I'm on mobile. It might change certain views to be on mobile fully, but you should have navigation if you're on mobile. So, like, if you're in Discord, just ping me the message where you're at and just say what device you're using. I can simulate it and check. Obviously, the biggest challenge with with doing all this optimization stuff is trying to make sure that all the different devices in the world can work on it. It could be that unfortunately you have got a device that is unique, which if that's the case, it's fine. We can fix that, but just ping me in Discord, just at me in the channel to let me know what device you're using, and I will run it through to see what the problems could be. And just kind of show me a screen. If you can take a screenshot of what you're seeing as well, it will help me understand the problems you're facing. I want to get rid of this protection. Get rid of all these things. We still need to get the debuffs back out. I don't want this. I don't mind if the Suffering Head fully heals, to be honest. I just want to get rid of this Fear Head. He's such a nightmare. Right, get debuffs out. Hopefully we get a Provoke now. Nice. Get decreased speed out. Get Hex out. Cool. I hope there's going to be a Torment rotation soon. My brutal team is Shamel. I hate Shamel teams. But yeah, this rotation has been pretty tough, I got to admit. It's not been great. I don't know what rotation's next, actually. Does Inquisitor Shamel allow him to proc several giant hits? I think so. Yes, I think so. On Microsoft Surface, go. Yeah, just ping me and I'll check it after. I've got to do some debugging on this glyph thing because it's bothering me. So, yeah, Cantra's the only provoke. To be honest, Cantra's absolutely fine provoking. The only dangerous situation with this team is the transitions, right? So if we happen to get all the heads revive at the same time, then obviously I need time to rebuild the debuffs. But between Cantra's debuffs, Urgo's debuffs, Necmo, and Mithrala's, we normally have plenty of debuffs. You just got to recycle and repair them. Full heal. I actually want that guy. I would prefer Suffering Head to full heal. I want the Suffering Head to stay alive as long as possible. It's really good for me. I'll do that. Makes sense. Who's going to eat next? Royal Guard. Cool. The longer the Suffering Head stays alive, the better, because we get better Brimstone targets, and we also get better max HP hits. So close to dying. Wouldn't it be a wonderful world where Soul Reap actually executed targets? What a world that would be. I actually don't want to do this right now, but I'm going to. I really do not want Suffering Head to take a turn. I don't want him to... I feel like it's going to heal by the time he gets back around to it because it's just too slow. I think, anyway. Find out. We might get lucky. Do some damage here. Throw out some debuffs. It might fully heal, but it might not. We'll find out. Yeah, that's what I wanted. That's perfect. Because we recycle the whole Suffering Head and we keep that Suffering Head alive, which is really, really ideal. Yeah, Soul Reap needs major updates. Soul Reap is so bad. So... now what I want to do is I want to kill this Mischief Head as quickly as I can, because it resets the turn meter bar. So now we're in a very good situation, because hopefully we'll have Hex in a moment. Hopefully we'll have Hex. We have Hex. And hopefully we have Newts. Oh, we don't. One more turn. Oh, that's so frustrating. If we had that, we could basically set up what I wanted to set up before, which is the triple smash into a double Hex scenario. But this guy's probably going to be up, unless Necmo's got his boost. Come on. No, doesn't have it. It's a shame. It's a truly shameful situation. It could have been so much better. But we'll still get one, I guess. One's better than nothing. Oh, he's back. Okay. He's fast. I forget he's fast. What was the question? Was wondering because she started suggesting one which makes most sense if passive can't proc master, but I saw more master proc. Yeah, generally though you don't want to run either, because generally with Shamel you don't want him to kill the Suffering Head, right? So if he's procking War Master or Giant Slayer, he's just going to kill the Mischief Head, the Torment Head. Sorry, you don't want him to do that. So no, I don't have Axiom Royal Guard because I don't need it. So why is this really, really good? Because Hex, when you attack the Suffering Head, it has the highest amount of HP. So it should do 500,000 damage. Hex will take 10% of that 500,000 damage, 50,000. Then it will get multiplied by the decapitation effect. So this one ability will do 150, 50, 150. If that was 3 non-weak hits, keep in mind that's weak hitting. So if he's weak hitting, he's doing 20% less damage. He did 350,000 damage to this dead head. If that was 20% more, and it was 3 times 150, that would have been 150, 300, 450, plus another 20%, because you're getting the penalty for weak hits. That would have been 1.2 times 4.5. That's like, what's it, 4? I can't do math today. It's really difficult in my brain. Well, 10% is 45,000. So it's about 510,000 to a dead head. That's why, even though he's single target, he's very, very good. Because if you get the setup correct, he just absolutely smashes damage. It's really, really good. You can see why I wanted to keep the Suffering Head alive, because it gives me the platform to be able to do that. Throw out some debuffs here. Oh, we can go again. But we're actually going to pick on this head this time. Clear those. Yeah, the problem with Soul Reap is it doesn't ignore the defense of... I should have stayed 2 there, but never mind. The problem with Soul Reap is it doesn't ignore the damage reduction effects of bosses. It only does it to champions. And even then, it doesn't ignore all of them, which is frustrating. I don't want him to have ally protection. Yeah, Thyles is great. Thyles is really good. Thyles is a great decreased defense option with a backup hex. But I think Cursed has kind of like pushed a lot of champions into a bit of a different situation now, right? Because it used to be that if you wanted, like that, what was really good about it was she's decreased defense with a hex. Well, that doesn't really matter anymore because Cursed exists. So if you need like hex, you just basically find the strongest champion in your account and put Cursed on it, like Krisk. So it kind of makes a big difference. I need Brimstone back out like yesterday. We should be okay because we're about to get a Blessed Bash on the Wrath head, so we'll be able to get the Mischief head, so we'll be able to get him out. I'm still waiting to get Brimstone back on this target here. Apparently we're having a bit of difficulty placing it because we keep resisting for some reason. Did you see the new login? Have they actually announced it now? Have they actually announced it? Oh. Where did people get that? Where is... I've just seen Cold Brew's got it out. We'll have a look now. Where the hell has that come from? Because I don't have that, and I see things more quicker than other people. I know there was one coming. So I guess I can say it now. I know when the new champion's a daily login champion. I know when it's coming, because I knew like 7 days ago. I just didn't tell anyone because I was like, nobody needs to know about it right now because what does it matter? And I'm not going to take that away from Plarium. But if it's been leaked now, I might as well talk about it. Uh-oh, we're in trouble. Royal Guard's dying. Royal Guard needs a heal. Ogo, you better have a heal. Oh, no. Oh, no. Royal Guard needs to hit. Problem is he's got heal reduction. Oh, no. Oh, no. Okay, well, we can protect him a little bit. We're in a bit of spot of bother here. Oh, Royal Guard. Royal Guard is so close to death. It's scary how close to death he is. Please don't mess up. Oh, no. Okay, well, we survived him. If we can get back round to his one ability, he can do something. It's not looking great. I'm not going to lie. I just want you gone. Royal Guard, stay alive. Please, Royal Guard, stay alive. Come on. He's so low on HP. So low on... Oh, no. God damn, heal reduction. Okay, it's fine. Ogo's got a heal coming up. Come on, Ogo. Please have a heal. Oh. Oh, that was close. That was the closest that's been in a while. Oof. Oof. He was literally dead. Now he's fully healed. He was literally dead. Oh. Yeah, so it's coming on the 22nd of August. Daily login champion. Same model. I don't know anything about the champion though. I didn't know back then. I just knew it was coming on the August 22nd. So why I didn't want to say anything, because until it was actually announced, I didn't feel like it was appropriate for me to comment. But as it's leaked now, I can confirm it's coming on the 22nd of August. It's in the game code. It's in the client, right? It's there. Probably a lot of people already knew about it. So it's not like I'm getting rid of cardinal secrets or something. Really want to get rid of this torment head. Nice. Blessed Bash. Kill the torment head and get my champion back. Ah, it's beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. I have a quick champion question for you. I used to run a killable clan boss team with Kyoku. Noticed that she could get multiple War Master procs with her A1. Is this a bug? So there is a thing with Kyoku where she either does 1 attack or 3 attacks, right? So if you can transition a situation where the first attack places weaken, it triggers her to attack with the second condition. So I guess it's thinking it's 2 separate attacks. That's the only thing I can assume. I haven't tested it myself, but that's what I would suggest is happening. It's triggering the 2 parts because it thinks 2 parts are firing, and that's what's causing it. You know what time it is? It's Gnut. Oh, it's not. You get excited when Gnut comes around. I know nothing, Safs no. I know everything but nothing at the same time. I am both a content creator but not a content creator all at the same time. Get rid of that strength and buff. It should be more than that, Prox. Are you sure you didn't have her in Giant Slayer? That would make more sense. Yeah, Gnut's deletion ability is very strong. It's very exciting. I just want to take away strength and buff. Well, that's kind of annoying. I'm not going to lie. Well, heal up. You know what time it is. It's Gnut the Hoot time. Gnut the Hoot. Boof, boof, boof. That's great damage. It's great. Like, I'll do as much of my main nightmare key as I can, right? So I've 1 keyed. I'll probably keep going on this until it's, like, done, right? So it's not like I'm not going to try and put up some damage for my clan for the Hydra Clash. I'm just not interested in, like, trying to win the Hydra Clash. That just seems very low value to me. I don't want to stress myself out any further than I already have using all these fusion events and everything. Trying to do a silly little Hydra Clash. It's going to give me 1 5-star amulet that I'm going to have to sell because it was attack with no bonus stats that I really want. So, hey, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe there's something I don't know, but I am Schrodinger's yes, I am. Unofficial CC, unofficial Q. I'm unofficial everything, really. I have got a video to do with Rotus that I've kind of held back because I felt like I was slaughtering a little bit of the This Needs Fixing videos. So I've held it back a few days, but I do have a Rotus video coming out with a specific blessing that is next on the This Needs Fixing hit list. Do you know if they will replace the current daily login rewards calendar and place the new Lego so an existing rewards like the Soul Stone at the end of the month? No, those daily login rewards remain the same. The daily login rewards would replace Shaman if you had her. So they'll just add what they call like a Wukong chase, right? They'll call it a Wukong chase, and you basically get an extra login. So it'll be alongside the normal daily logins. It won't be a replacement. The only thing it replaces is Shaman login. Oh, we're back to Torment. Yes, let's get Rotus nerfed. It's funny, anytime I talk about any champion that I think needs nerfing, they're always like, oh, why do you always want these champions? And why don't you talk about the Tarasa Marichka? And I'm like, dude, have you not watched a single one of my live streams? The amount of times I ask for Tarasa Marichka nerfs, it's got to the point now where I'm tired of asking the damn question. Might as well hit this head. Oh, it's got a refresh. I actually don't like the fact that they've changed the reflex icon to look more like refresh. You get like that spinny thing when you get a free reset. I really don't like that because now I can't actually tell whether I get a reflex or a refresh proc. It's really annoying. Go again. Boof, boof, boof. I might just throw that out there. Rotus doesn't need any more nerfs. It's not really a nerf to Rotus. It's more of a nerf to the blessing, right? It's more of a blessing issue than it is a thing. One thing I have actually just noticed today is actually something that needs to be fixed for Rotus, which was Swift Parry. If you proc his passive, can proc Swift Parry before you've even reached 50% HP. So it basically means that Swift Parry is proccing at the wrong phase because Swift Parry shouldn't activate unless you hit 1% HP on Rotus. So obviously the passive is kicking in and cancelling the the 100% drop, but it seems to be that Swift Parry is still activating. So it shouldn't do that. So technically there's both a buff and a nerf to happen there, in my opinion. Basic stuff. It's really, really straightforward stuff. Make sure things happen at the right time and make it consistent. Otherwise, it's not consistent. I think we just hit this dude. Oh, no, we hit this dude. Boof, boof, boof. Get rid of the fear and the provoke. We need to kill this mischief head. Here to put that guy to sleep. Yeah, it's basically that things are not calculating in the right phases, which generally means you end up in a situation where can he just go to sleep, please? Why is he not asleep? Go to sleep, Wrathhead. You have been... Honestly, talk about hard work. Not the best. I need her to take a turn. Not the best situation, that. Eating my sleepy champ. No, I didn't run it. I don't have Rotus. I just noticed it when I was fighting Rotus in one of my tag team battles that he activated Swift Parry but still had 50% HP. I just noticed it. I mean, to be fair, it's pretty consistent what Playroom and logical what Playroom have coded. The issue is, what they've actually coded, they've just put things at the wrong phases. So they've coded when things happen at the wrong time because of legacy issues, right? Swift Parry was added long time after the phase system was added. Things like the blessing system was added a long time after the phasing was created for Rotus. He's an old champion. So they just never put them in the right setup, right? They didn't align them at the right time. What's a good build for Renegade? It really depends on how you use them. I have really, really squishy Renegades. I have really, really tanky Renegades. I have bolster Renegades. I have shield Renegades. I have damage Renegades. It just depends on how you're using it. Like, this team probably can comfortably go to, I reckon, about 90 million. So... Boof. Can I use Emic instead of Hellhades for Iron Twins? No, because Unkillable is not the same thing as block damage. Unkillable will get ignored by the Iron Twins when he starts executing at lower tiers, where block damage will not, so he's not a replacement there. No, as long as Newt doesn't die, actually. And probably actually as long as Nekmothar doesn't die. And also as long as I don't keep getting Torment Heads. Like, this team is just not very friendly for Torment Head phase. It slows the damage down. Like, you can see I'm at around about 0.5 mil per turn at the moment, but that's because I've had quite a lot of Torment Heads. If I don't get as many Torment Heads, I could already be up to like 80 million right now. Because obviously Torment Heads means I have to take extra turns. I would be dealing damage and a bunch of other things. So ideally we get Knut's A3 here, but I don't think we've got it. That would be ideal if we have Knut's A3. Oh, we do. Okay, here we go again. Ready? As I said, the setup is great when there's dead heads. We're going to hit this suffering head for damage. It's going to go boom. Weak hit. Last one got 144,000. I can't wait to try that when we actually don't have weak suffering. You might be thinking, isn't it just better to hit the dead heads? You don't want to hit the dead heads with maximum HP because you still have the cap. Even though they're dead, you still have the 10% cap. So you actually want to keep hitting live heads with maximum HP. Ideally, I'd be hitting a neutral affinity suffering head, but because suffering head has such a high HP pool, I can actually hit a lot harder, which means I can spread that to the hex champions with a higher base value. So actually, high HP pool values it better. But the weak hitting is not great. It basically neuters his damage a little bit. So it'd be interesting to see when we change to a rotation where he's not weak hit on suffering, how much more value we can get out of the Gnut A3. Update on my Sulf obsession. His passive boost turn me to whenever anyone places HP burn, not just... Yes, exactly. So he basically turns any HP burn into a turn meter fill, yeah. Maybe I was a bit critical on Sulfurion. Maybe I was. I just feel like it's kind of like... I don't like champions where you use one ability and then you're waiting constantly. Which is ironic considering I'm using Gnut and all I'm using him for is his A3, but... You know, I just felt like he needed like one extra thing to be Void Legendary. I felt like for a Void Legendary champion, compared to all the other Void Legendary champions, it just needed a little bit more oomph, a little bit more excitement about it. Is anyone about to be eaten? Yeah, let's save that for someone who's about to be eaten. It's got to be tomorrow. It feels like we've been on this rotation for ages. Is there a rule of thumb to identify tunes allowing relentless extra tunes? Yes. If it has speed buff, it is 9 times out of 10 not compatible with Relentless and extra turn champions. It is normally the speed buff that breaks it. If you have a team that doesn't have speed buff, and as long as the unkillable is placed before the champion, or after the champion's last turn, then it should be Relentless fine. Because essentially you're applying the unkillable buff, whether it's block damage, unkillable, after the champion has taken as many turns as it wants. The problem is if you have a speed buff team, the speed buff needs to be applied or lost at certain periods of time. So if you lose it too soon, or you keep it too long, or you outrun it in different places, you just break your team. So that's normally what requires with Relentless, which is why a lot of the ARS teams can't work with it, because they're using speed buff to get to the 3-1 team. It's why my team for Emic here is using Elva. So I can't run Relentless because even though he replaces the unkillable, there's a high probability that he outruns the speed buff and breaks the speed tune. Because champions need to go in a specific order. Got a cleanse, which was not ideal. This is risky right now. We're in a bit of a spot of bother because we've lost our main defensive component, which is Mithrala. So right now we just need to get a little bit of stability back in. So that means just trying to get some healing where we can. Like this. Get some decreased attack out. The nice thing here is we're going to be able to heal, so we might as well just hit... Let's just hit this head because he's going to heal anyway. Why didn't he... Oh, he's attacking a shield. I forgot that. It's alright though, we got cleanse. I forgot if you attack a shield, you don't get heals. Probably shouldn't have used the cleanse on the cleanse, but never mind. Get some more damage out. Yeah, there's probably a lot of turn meter boost in there with those three. Right, let's get this out now. Kill it. There we go. Well, we're up to 70 million. It's thrilling. Do you know what's crazy about this? It's a pretty big key. 80 million, 70 million. I still need to do like so much more damage to the other difficulties if I want that top chest. If it's like you need 150 and 50, That's basically the break points. You need 100, 50, and 50 if you want to be able to hit 650 mil. So, ideally, every point over 100 on this team is worth its weight in gold. But we are losing people, like, so much here. We need healing, like, yesterday. Like, we need healing yesterday right now. There's a bit of healing there. That'll help. Cleanse. No heal there, but we do... Hopefully we can get leech out off... You know, it's not helping. We're basically getting consumed very quickly now. That's a bit of healing there. That's nice. Boom. Yeah, Gnoop makes this much easier because it's situations like that where normally I'd be like, I have no way of getting someone out because I'm relying on Geomancer burns or something. Now I can just basically, I can actually just pump a lot easier because if I need to take someone's out of a head, I've got such a strong power curve in Gnoop, right? Like, I want this gone. Okay, cool. I can just literally take that head down by 40% of his health or 30% of his health. It's so nuts. Oh. Boof. What doesn't help is the fear, though. This is the only risk with this team is the fear, and Necmo is at serious risk of dying. If that didn't work, I think Necmo's dead. So this team needs to kill the Torment Head, like, as fast as it possibly can. I really do not want to hit that guy with the triple hitter. Like, he's getting feared all the time, and it doesn't help that now I've got no protection. Like, if this guy over here pretty much, like, one-shots me, we're in trouble right now. So we can do this to get some tankiness. She needs to steal buffs. She needs to take away increased attack. Wow, brilliant. Great thing about Kantra, people forget, she is one of the few champions in the game that can actually take buffs and place debuffs on weak hits. So if I was in a situation there with Poison Cloud, I was able to take the increased attack away. That's very big. Because if I got increased attack with its Vengeance buff, I'd probably lose Necmo. I might even still lose Necmo because if he gets feared here and I can't actually take a turn, he's taken too much damage, I need to heal, and he hasn't done it. So I'd probably lose Necmo here, see? So now the run's going to come to an end. And it's all because of this Torment Head. Stopping my champions taking turns is a problem. We could probably go to 80 million. If we just pump some damage. Ah, why did I do that just before he's made a mistake? I wasn't paying attention to the counter. We'll get 80 million. It's pretty good. It's better than nothing. But yeah, losing Necmo means we lose decreased attack. And we lose our speed booster, right? So now we're basically in a position where I shouldn't have used the A2, so I have no more damage coming out of here. This is pretty much over. The only hope I've got is maybe we get lucky with some Brimstone damage. And maybe we can get back around to a Royal Guard A2 and get some more A2s out, but it's unlikely at this point. Because we have no turn meter boosting, so we're just dependent on basically our own debuffs. And that Poison Cloud has pretty much done it in now. Poison Cloud's ended it. So 70 million is not bad, but it's, as I said, like, I still need 50 and 50. So, you know. I don't use Gnoop's A2. So, did Playroom change anything about CVC matching? I've heard a few rumors about CVC matching being weird. I don't really know enough about it. All I know is normally you get the one above you on the leaderboard. So, I don't really know. Yeah, this is Nightmare. Hey, Seth, did you consider using Michinaki instead of Royal Guard? Michinaki is in my other team. And you'd be surprised how much Royal Guard does damage here. Royal Guard's really strong. So, sorry I'm late, but just wondering to say well done on getting the Optimiser on mobile and the other improvements you've made. Thank you and the team for all the hard work. Thanks, Winstry. I do have some bugs I need to approach after this stream. So that's something to fix. It kind of stopped me building Emic today because, yeah, needed the bug fix. Something funky is happening with glyphs. I need to figure out what's going on. 80 million. So that gives me half the amount of points I need. And you'd think that's good, but it's not, because you need, like, I'm going to need now 300 million, 320 million from a ×3 and a ×2. So, like, that's basically 100. So it's probably, what, 75 ×3 will get me 225. And then I need another 125, so like 50 ×2. So I need like 75 mil on 2 keys. I can't be bothered, you know? I can't be bothered. We're building 2 clan boss teams this week, yeah. But hey, look, I've contributed. I'll contribute points. I'll do my 1 keys. I'm not going to work towards that top chest because, I'll be honest, this chest will probably be just as good as this chest. The only difference of this chest is it's probably the odds are slightly different. But look at the difference. It's not much. So I'll just ignore the top chest. Let's do my brutal team. This is my brutal team. Much better now we got Criskin Cursed. This team is so much more stable now we got Criskin Cursed. So much more stable. It does kind of suffer from a lack of block debuffs. I'm not going to lie. Folk. But what we can do is unleash our newly formed Whisper. Boof. Yes, you read that right. That was 344,000 damage on a full defense. I don't want you to have anything over here. So now all we do is we just keep, hopefully, keep Michinaki's burn going on this A1. That's the idea. Is we just want basically Michinaki to keep the burn up, but I don't know if he will, because he's a bit rubbish times. Burn. So he's not extending the burn. If he doesn't extend the burn, then, oh, what we need is extra turns. What we need is extra turns. Are you ready for it? Boof, boof. She's going for it. Boof. We've actually killed it a bit too quickly. Now we need to find weaken. Right, we get decreased speeds. Decreased defense. The cool thing that I like about Krisk Hex, Krisk Cursed, like a cursed Krisk, is you basically get 2 AoEs. So because you get 2 AoEs, pretty much 9 times out of 10, you're always going to have some form of way of placing Cursed. It's really good. Now we need extra turns here. 634,000 A1. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Are we ready for it? Slow it down. 1.1 million damage. And she's still going. She's doing so much damage, she's actually proccing Cycle of Violence on this head. She's proccing Cycle of Violence on its head. She's doing that much damage. She's a monster. It's crazy. Boom. I think we get one more chance here. We should have A1. Yeah, we do. One more. Boof. 1.18. Nearly 1.2 million. She's not 6-star yet. This is why I'm investing all of my resources into a 6-star solution. Because when she's 6-star, she's going to do so much damage. Magnadra with a 10 gifted membership. Really appreciate it. Thank you so much. So not required, but I do appreciate everyone who supports the channel and supports the team to do all this sort of stuff. Make sure you give a big shout out to I can't say this name. Magnadra. I nailed it. Magnadra, if you got a gifted sub, gifted membership, sub membership, what world we in? Don't nerf my Whisper. Honestly, if the day they nerf Whisper, I'm going to quit the game. So don't do it. It's like, no, I don't want this head. I don't like this head anymore. Do you know what? I'm going to kill this head then. You're next on the chopping block. If you get great rotations with Whisper, her damage profile is so high. It's such a crazy amount of damage you can get with her. Like, we're at basically 1 million damage per turn right now. Torment Head's not great, so we kind of want to kill the Torment Head as quickly as we can. At least this team has a Torment Head solution, because we do have the Veil from Duchess. We are taking a bit of a hammering right now, not gonna lie. So we can get Veils, and then we can extend it with the Krisk, right? So that is the answer. Just want to pump this for some damage here. Get Provoke out. Decrease defense, weaken. And you know what time it is? It's time for Whisper time. Let's just get you, because I want you to be... Oh, we need Blimmin. We've got heal reduction on it. That's not really great. I don't really want heal reduction. This team does suffer a little bit from healing. I'm not going to lie. We do have a little bit of issue with healing here. Who is the lizard? That is Krisk. Or do you mean Skull Lord? There's two lizards here. Optimiser thinks the Trunda doesn't need crit rate for A3. I set it up to maximize damage from A3 and there was no crit rate in the suggested builds. If I select the highest overall, it works fine. Interesting. Okay, Samael, I will test that. Trunda A3 be funky. I will add it to my bug list fix test after this stream. Maybe something weird is going on with it. Oh no, Whisper got 8. Oh, and it's a poison cloud. That's why I was trying to attack that head to basically get burnout so that I could actually burn the head. Now we've got to wait one turn. Kind of sucks, but it is what it is. Yeah, that would be great, actually. Right, we can attack this again. Oh, no, we can't. We're still waiting. Now we can attack it. Let's just get some Hex going. Boof. Provoke. Whisper, return to me. Oh, she's nearly dead. That's not great. Not gonna lie. She's on a deathbed. Now she's gonna put herself for fear. Great. Keep it going. Yeah, keep it going. Oh, she's nearly dead. I actually don't mind if she dies though, because I can then revive her and I can put continuous heals out on people. It's not the end of the world. That's a little fear. That's great. There we go. Let's stop this poison cloud, I think. Of course I didn't. So we got to revive. That'll help give everyone a continuous heal. So it'll just help keep us alive a bit. And then we can get back around to cycling. So you can see the damage dropped off a lot because we started losing the balance of things. So if you get good, like if you can get the team balanced around Whisper, she can do a lot of damage. But if she ends up in a situation where obviously we lost time because we had to get her out of being consumed. Now she's back, we should be okay. We just need to set her up here with some damage. So right now there's no one to do damage to, so we're just going to hit this dead head with A1. That's not great. I'm not going to lie. The fact that he got stolen when he didn't need to. Let's just block you because I don't want you taking any debuffs. John Fraser, thank you for becoming a minion. Welcome. Our backup cleanser is Michinaki's A3, but it's not like I have that available at the moment. And because we don't have Lydia's A2, we're just kind of A1 in because we have no other option. Luckily, we've got all our main debuffs out before we need to do that, so it'll only be the Wrath Head that takes it. So there's those spread debuffs, which are not great. Hopefully we can extend now to that. Michinaki doesn't have his A2 back, but we predicted we need to block this, so I can use Lydia's A2 for power. Now we can actually start taking someone out. I'm going to just take out this head here, because I want to get rid of the fear. I don't have to deal with that anymore, and then we can finish this head off here using an A1, because I don't have the ability to provoke it right now, so we need to kill it like yesterday. So we need to just pump damage into this head until it dies. This is hard. This is brutal. This is brutal difficulty. We've done Nightmare. We've got like 80 million on there. Oh, there we go. We actually have killed all the heads. This is actually kind of worrying, because we've actually killed all the heads right now. Apart from 2. It's a bit... Okay, okay, Skull Lord. Take a chill pill. Lord above. Skull Lord was like, I want to kill this guy. No. Again, see, we haven't got Weaken out, so we kind of just have to cycle. Oh, I could have A2'd there. Oh, we landed Weaken. It's a shame we're not going to be able to do anything with it. I'm going to save that. Do you have a game running in the background? There's a scary sound every now and then. It's the animations of the theme, of the overlay. It's basically coming up because someone has subscribed. Someone has joined the minionship. It could be a little bit jarring. If it's a bit loud, I actually need to check it because it could be a bit loud. That is that sound. Yeah, sorry, Scrum. It's because it's highlighting that someone has subscribed. It's meant to be quite cool. Okay, got that. Fear head again. Not great. I'm not going to lie. Well, we can hit this guy. He's going to hurt us, but it's fine. Duchess is back out. So we get Duchess passive before he attacks us, which is nice. We don't need any sleep, so we might just start attacking this dude. Get some cursed out. Actually, I did that. I made a mistake there. I shouldn't have done that. Because now I can't do what I want to do, which is block this. Made a bit of a mistake there. It's fine. Probably can recover from it. We're going to wait for the A3 because I know for a fact I'm going to need to get rid of the ally protection. Where do I get the post on to get hidden access? Oh, sorry. Yeah. Let me get the link again. Link there. Join the Discord. And then there's a channel called Request Minion Roll. If you put your YouTube name in there, not your Discord name, but your YouTube name, I'll match you up against your name. There's meant to be an integration that does it automatically, but for some reason I can't get it to work for me. So if you put your name in there, I'll basically give you the roll after stream. I guess we just attack this head over here. Oh, that hurts. Okay, that's fine. That hurts. Revive the Krisky boy. I'm still waiting for it to do that thing that it needs to do. That's not great. That's what I was... This is why I was holding all the A3 back. Because now that's held back, I can basically do that. That was a mistake. I shouldn't have done that. Do that. Oh, he's got True Fear. Ah! I hate Torment Head. Torment Head is the most annoying head to deal with. Because I need his A3 to work here. And it's going to fear. the most infuriating situation. I need to stop having counterattack mechanics on my Champions Masteries. This is what this problem is originating from. Is I've got it on the Masteries, which means every time I get a fear, it's counterattacking. It's really dumb. Swift parry doesn't have a cooldown. No, it's once per round. Once per battle. Right, can we recover from this? That's the question. Has anyone got weaken? The Wrathhead has, but I really do not want to hit the Wrathhead right now. So we're just going to hit you and try not to kill us. Oh, Whisper's so close to death. There she goes. I need to get rid of these buffs off people. Okay, that's fine. Get revives, get heals out. Stop you from taking any more of my buffs. It's fine. It's fine. That's not a good idea. Why did I use him on that? Let's just attack that. Can we stabilize this team? Oh, he's just died now. How much my damage per turn has plummeted because of all the problems I'm having with Wrathhead. Like, Torment Head is the problems I'm having. Can't do anything. I didn't really want an extra turn there, I'm not going to lie. Because that's going to just... I can't attack anything because everything is not attackable right now. It's so stressful right now. I cannot get this team stabilized. Oh, stop counterattacking. I need to take these deterrence masteries off. It's so frustrating because every time I get a little bit of attack, I get another counterattack and then I'm stuck. Right, I need to get some stability on this team. You're not going to work in time. Why didn't he proc his thing? Right, we get continuous heals out. Do some damage here. Right. Can we get back into the swing of things here? Nice. He's feared himself. Great. All brilliant. Can we get rid of this stupid head? We're playing extra turn roulette here. Do we land it? Oh, the one that I didn't need it to fit. Oh, this game is... we're getting annoyed now. The one ability that I really wanted to not get the fear proc on is the A2, which would have killed it. Yes. Wonderful. Anyway, we're getting back stable now a little bit because... Here... we're stabilizing. We're not going to do that yet because we're going to wait. We'll do that. Oh, she's dead again. Our damage per turn is dropping like a blimming plummet because this stupid... This Torment Head is a nightmare. They need to remove this Torment Head. I think it's pretty egregious to this day. The only solution for this Torment Head is Shamael or Veil. It's so stupid. It reduces the viability of so many teams because this Torment Head just ruins all of your momentum. We were doing so well. We were at like 1 million per turn. And we've added about 5 million damage in the time because between the Mischief Head and this Torment Head, I cannot get any stability back into this team. Right. Stop these things happening. Let's get some stability. Let's get it back under control. That provoke is annoying. AoE decrease attack. Didn't land on one. It's fine. We don't care about you right now. Stability, please. Proc Corsair courses. Nice. It's not that I need a better team. I just got some really bad rotation of luck. This combo at the moment, because I can't get Chris back into a secure situation, because normally what I'd do is I'd basically run that just A2 into Krisk extend. But because a couple of champions died at the wrong time and the rotation didn't work, this is what's happening now. I can't get it stable again because I can't just get it back into the right rotation. We're getting closer now that we are getting back into stable. It's still one keying. It's not like it's a problem. It's just frustrating that the team was going so well, and then because of a few bad balances of things, it's now falling apart a little bit. But I think we're back under control a little bit now, because we're getting back into the rotation we wanted, which is this rotation. We don't really have any weaken options, so we might as well just hit this head for some damage. We landed weaken. That's big. Now we can get some damage again. 685,000, that's fine. We had decreased attack, I think. So, might as well just do Unyielding Fury. We won't get an extra turn, but it's more damage than A1. It's just frustrating, you know? Because everything was going quite well, but because the Torment and the Mischief got control of my team, like now, I've got enough resistance on Krisk. It shouldn't be stealing them. It's so frustrating that I cannot get it stable again. And now he's going to spread it over to that champion, which means now I'm in a situation where he's going to fully heal because I can't get rid of those buffs. And I haven't got the damage to get rid of him. And I haven't got the provoke over here. So it's just really frustrating. Luckily, we can get a provoke out before that happens. And then maybe we can... Oh, he's still spreading. Oh my god, he has so many continuous heals. And he's got the ally protection. Is he? Or what? I don't know what killed me there. So many continuous heals. He's got like 500 resistance. He's got enough. Just hit that for some damage. Luckily, the continuous heals fell off, and then we can get back into control. Nice. It's fine. We've one keyed. I said that's all I care about at the start is one keying. We've one keyed. So that's fine. It's just, it was frustrating. The team was going so well, and then we had so many issues, basically. Oh, can you stop it? Mischief Head needs to die. That's the other annoying thing about this game. It's just 3%. So it happens, right? Especially if you get hit over and over and over again. Eventually it's going to happen, so... now she's going to kill herself on the reflect, probably. So... She's going to kill herself on the reflect. We do have an extra turn here, so we can probably cycle back on the extra turn. Might as well get that. I should have actually gone for killing this Wrath Head. Nice. It's fine. You only need 65 mil to get... How did you get that math? I need another 220 mil. I only did 330. I only did 320 mil, so I need another 230 mil. So I need another... Oh, 65 million more. Got ya. Got ya. That makes sense, yeah. Yeah, I need like... I need 75 mil, right? 75 mil. The main problem is I lost a lot of turns trying to get the team back stable. That's the main issue here, which meant I lost a lot of damage time. I lost a lot of damage output time, so I've gone up to 105 turns, which means the consumption time is going to be a problem. That's the only downside here. But it is that Torment Head. Like, I find most teams either fail because of Mischief Head or Torment Head. There's not much I can really do about it. Right, here, for example, I can probably cycle this. But there's no weaken on the heart target, so I can do some damage, though. So we could probably get a lot of it out. Like, we will probably just about get the Mischief Heads to give me my Corsair dude back. My Michinaki back. I lost Cursed on it, though, so that's kind of not ideal. Because now I'm RNG in damage because... Oh, this is going to be close. Whoa, that's close. Okay. Only problem is now we've got Poison Cloud and we have literally no way of dealing with it. Only good news is we can apply Hex through the Poison Cloud because of the Curse set, right? So it's only good news. And both of my Provokers can do it without attacking, which means that I can actually keep Provoke up all the time, which is great. Hello? What? What you doing? Oh. 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 Taking the path down there, are we? Okay. Get an extra turn here. Probably not because of weak hits. Yay, we got Hex on the target we want to kill. All I want to kill now is a Mischief Head. Provoke. So now it's just like, can we just do it, pump as much damage as we can? It's damage pump time. How much can we pump in a short space of time? Because I feel like the team is stable again now. It's taken me a while, but I feel like we've got the team stable. There we go. There we go. Come on now. Come on, Whisper. Do your thing. Let's take this guy out. Stupid Mischief Heads. Only downside is Krisk is about to get eaten. So whoever eats him, I have to get him out very quickly. Does not have any reflection. And he's the Provoke champion at the moment, so that's really a problem. Ideally, I'd like to get rid of that turn meter. Great. Let's go and smash this. Weaken. Yes. Yes. Damage. 1.2 million. 1.2 million that time. 1.2 million of one ability on brutal damage. That's hot. That's very high. That is crazy. He's gonna get eaten in a second. The good thing is we probably can go back round to it. I'm going to replace that. Oh, I don't know if that's going to replace it. Damn it. I forgot it doesn't replace it. Just keep it going. 600,000 damage. Have we got any more? No, it's it. Okay. That cleanse hurt. That really hurt. I should have saved the Provoke. It's fine though, I think we're okay. Just smash it for some damage here. Nice. We're at 46 million, but it just kind of shows you, if you get a few turns to be optimal, how much actually you can really do. Like, we jumped a good 6 million there. Oh, that's stupid. But now we've lost control because spawns of heads. So we just need to get back into control here. Whisper's probably going to die. Because, yeah, Whisper's dead. It's fine. It's a shame because we don't get an extra chance at another kill, but it's fine. I might as well wait because we're going to get smashed for some damage. So, might as well just do that for a bit. I'm expecting like 3 of the team to die. So I might as well just like try to hold as much of my stuff back. There you go. That's what I was waiting for. You can provoke. I think we just wait for them to die and then revive them. I need to wait one more turn. There we go. Get the provoke out so we don't lose everything. That's fine. Revive. The team is starting to get like really low now. This is like probably breaking point. This is probably as low as it can go. There's no way we're getting getting our Skull Lord out. Not unless we get straight back into an A2. If we get an A3, A2, we've got it. If we don't get an A3, A2, we do. Okay, we got lucky. Got very lucky there. That we had everything we needed to get this set back up. Very lucky. That's not lucky. That's going to ruin us. Because I have no way of getting rid of that because I just got rid of the buffs by putting Hex out. And now there's Poison Cloud. Great Scott. And it's Cleanse the Burn. Ah, you horrific piece of pointless. Well, 50 million. If I can find 20 million on my Nightmare Key, this would be okay. Yeah, Richtoff will be the one I think that's going to get built. We're going to do last vote. Why no block debuffer? Well, I have block debuffs on Lydia. Yeah, this is kind of ripped now. Poison Cloud up with very low consumption timers. Duchess is about to get eaten. She's kind of like the anchor to the team. No way of getting rid of these buffs. No way of doing anything. There we go. There we go. It's all over. It's all over. $50 mil. It's pretty good though. Whisper coming in with the 18.9 million. But what you got to remember is a good proportion of Kriska Michinaki's damage is going to be from Hex that Whisper activated. So Whisper's probably like 30 million here. I really need to get around to putting Giant Slayer on Vargal. That would really help. Like, it would probably add a lot more damage. Yeah, I'll show you the Whisper build after. Key 3 done. That gave me 149 points. We'll have a look where we're at. Whisper build. The Whisper build. She's nearly full powered up. We're waiting anxiously in the marketplace. We're anxiously checking the Soul Forge every single day for more Whisper souls. I've got the essence and everything ready to go. We're just waiting for the Whisper. She's currently 7.3. Put it in Hydra there, so it's like the Hydra stats. 7.2989 attack, 194 speed, and 327% crit damage. We're waiting for the 6-star. The 6-star is a big step because we basically get a lot more attack, get 100 more attack, 10 more speed, 5% more crit damage, and then we can start maybe considering, do we look at a bit of a crushing rend option instead of Phantom Touch. So it would hit a lot harder. To some extent for the A2 it doesn't really matter, but for the A3 and the A1 it could. So, but I think generally Phantom Touch is still better. And also I've got like some improvements to do here. Like I still need to keep ascending this. So we'll probably grab some oil tomorrow and try and ascend this up if I've got time. Otherwise I'll wait until after CVC. And these are suboptimal. Like these 3 pieces are suboptimal. I'm still trying to find a Night Revenant attack banner that is actually decent. My Night Revenant attack banners suck. Like that has no speed, so it's really bad. It didn't roll the best either. That's awful. That's awful. Like, you can see, I'm looking for, like, 2 attack percentage, 1 speed with the attack roll on it. And this didn't really roll well, so there's room for improvement, so. So, how much do I actually need to finish this Hydra Clash? Let's have a look. How much have I contributed? I've contributed 470 out of the 650, so 650 minus 470 is 180. So I would need to do 90 million damage on normal, on hard. It isn't going to happen. It's not going to happen because this is my hard team. It doesn't do it. I actually need to remember who I put as Provoker here. I can't remember who I put in. I can't remember who I put in as Provoker. I think it was Seeker. It was one of the Seekers with a bit more accuracy. I can't remember which one it was. That one maybe, with 171, and I think I moved to a Theodore instead of a speed boost. I think I did that with that. I think that's what I did. You missed it earlier, Odd, when I basically said I couldn't give two bits about the stupid Hydra Clash. I think it's an awful system. This is what I like to call how many burn activators can we get in one team. Seeker's not great. He's negative affinity for this. Oh no, I didn't do that. I know what I did. I brought Husk. We just RNG'd it with Husk, and I'm pretty sure Husk has enough accuracy. Yeah, and then we just RNG'd it with Husk. Again, this affinity is pretty bad for this team. As we can see. It's pretty bad for this team. This is what I just like to call activate burning. How many burns can we activate in one single team? Because we've got 3 of them. Should have actually provoked it. That was a bit stupid. Let's hope we get a provoke out here. Otherwise, this is going to be disastrous. Provoke. Nice. I've been preparing for Hydra Chains for the last few months, and with the Clash start, my goal was 200 million brutal. It was hard to do, but I managed. Nice. Congratulations. I hope you enjoy your 5-star amulet that you're going to get from the Hydra Clash rewards, Odd One. That you're probably going to instantly sell because it's probably going to be resistance with 3 flat stats, and you're just going to bin it. Did I do CB with Epic? Do you mean, have I done the Emic team? No, not yet. There's a bug on the Optimiser I need to look at after this stream, which I'm going to be ending after this team. To figure out what is going on with glyphs. Glyphs are not behaving properly, and I don't like it, so I want to fix it. Now, here's the problem with this team. Too many poisons, which means I haven't got enough debuffs to stop this guy from fully cleansing. But, you know, we can activate. We can activate. Surprisingly, surprisingly we get a lot of activations. That's kind of annoying. Oh. And welcome to the problem of why increased resistance can be a bit of a problem. Because everyone's got increased resistance now. Can we just provoke? Yep. Fortunately, I have enough accuracy in this team, so... Oh no, I lost my provoker. That's really awkward. Oh, can we stop giving buffs to everyone? Probably should have A2'd there, actually, in hindsight, and then... Heal them all up. Nice one, Awella. That Wrathhead has so many debuffs, so many buffs. It's actually crazy. I don't actually want to do activation right now because he's got reflect, and that will kill me. I honestly don't care if they're bad stats early on if you allow me to complete. Yeah, I don't think you will though, Odd One. I don't think they're going to be that valuable that you're going to sacrifice your reaction gear or your reflex gear, your refresh gear or your revenge gear just to basically get a little bit more stats, right? Because let's face it, until you get 9 out of 9, protection's not that good. Until you get like enough so that you can do stone skin's probably better because you only need the one. But I'm like, you know, I'm not a very big proponent of a savage stone skin combo. I don't really think it's that valuable, if I'm being honest. I hold a pretty low opinion of a savage stone skin build. I would prefer to have reaction and keep my nuclear alive that way. I think it's a bit overrated, the whole, oh, well, you can have stone skin and savage together. I'm like, so let me see the need for it. It's just going to take so long to get any, like, even if you, like, forget the sets, right? It's going to take you so long to get actually any... Let's get rid of that. It's going to take you so long to get actually any good sets that you're going to lose so many stats that you're not going to want to sacrifice the damage on your nuker for, like, the one stone skin turn. That might just get removed. I just can't see it. I think it's overrated. You would love to have a 9-piece protection. Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Because you only get one from that chest, and you only get one chest a week, it's going to take you a minimum of 3 weeks to get the chance. Minimum. And that assumes you get a ring, amulet, protection, which is a very low chance, because not only does it have to roll one of each type, it has to roll one of each type of the protection set. Then you've got to hope that it's going to have a speed banner. You're going to really want to sacrifice speed on your banner just so you can have protection. I wouldn't. You know, so it's kind of like all of the, when you factor in all of these different things, it's like, well, the rewards are just too low. Yeah, my Artax's on Soul Reap. You get... No. You get one per chest. You get clan gold, you get clan XP, and then you get one accessory. You get 3 rewards, but you only get 1 artifact. It makes it sound like you get a lot. You really don't, because they showed you what you got on the video. You saw on the what's coming next. They showed you what you get. 1. And it's probably going to be 5-star, and it's probably going to be epic. No, the description says you get 3 items. So what I'm saying is those 3 items, one of them is designated for clan gold, one of them is going to be designated for clan XP, and then one of them will be designated for artifacts or an accessory, probably. Bit like the way the clan boss chests work, right? You get a pot of different things. Now, I could be wrong, but I'm guessing that's what you're going to get. I'd be very surprised if you get more than 1 accessory. Because I would imagine they'll put more higher proponents on you getting the stats and the clan gold. It's exactly the way the clan boss chests work. They're in pots of rewards, and you get up to a number of each pot, and once you get one thing out of a pot, the pot is removed from the other pots. So you'll get 1 clan gold, 1 clan XP, and then you'll get 1 of the artifact options. And the accessories are faction specific, I would imagine. I can't imagine they wouldn't be. No other part of the game has universal faction accessories, so that one is probably going to be the same. So, you know, it's kind of lame. As I said, I just feel like the rewards are not worth the effort, because it's going to be like so long before you get any viable accessories or artifacts. I mean, I can do 300 finite runs, and of those 300 finite runs, I would imagine that I keep like 20 pieces, maybe 30, and of those that I keep, I probably roll like and keep maybe 10 of them. So if you apply the same logic, okay, there's less options, but the same logic applies. then all that means is you're going to be there for... Stupid fearhead. You're going to be here for like the next 6 months trying to get one bit of artifact, and you might get lucky. It's really annoying. This fearhead is really annoying. This fearhead is costing me this run. Pray. Oh, thank God. Need a bit of stability back. Thank you. Get my Theodore back out. Ow. Can we get some, like, stability, please? No, I don't have Supreme Garlic. Provoke. Thank you. Right, we're back on track here now. Mostly. Sissy might die. It's fine, though. I did 300 finite raids for the tournament, only got 3 savage. Exactly. I mean, I did the finite tournament on my free-to-play, and I still didn't earn enough stun set gear to make a stun set. They wonder why people don't like farming dungeons. Yeah, it's a travesty that hard mode dungeons still give you, like, rare pieces, or, like, 5-star gear and rare pieces. Like, it's just, like, we have no use for 5-star gear anymore. So why are we getting it in these dungeons? It's not that I want everything given to me on a silver platter, but it feels pretty rough running that many dungeon runs and you walk away with basically nothing. Oh, can we stop that guy from healing? I need to provoke. Nice. Need to try and stop this guy from healing if I can. Yeah, we did. Nice. He revive. We almost killed the real problem head, which is that tormenting head. Oella's healing capability in this team is so powerful. She's just carrying the team so much right now. We just max HP now because it's going to cleanse anyway. Provoke. Nice. What? That hurts. Oh, she's dead. Oh, there was a nice little head of nice little soul reap that did nothing. Ah, come on. Stupid fears. There we go. No more fear. Question about the Optimiser. When searching for a build, does it take into account artifacts that you upgrade during the search or when it? Probably not. It's probably only when you before you send it. I got like 10 to 20 savage from finding it only when I got fragment. I mean, it's not like you can't get lucky. It's not the argument. The argument is that, generally speaking, when you run dungeons, you don't get much gear. Anyone have an idea what mark speed we need to be in a crisp slow tune? If you head to deadwithjedi.com, it will probably tell you. Good evening. Are there any news from Playroom regarding Corpulent Cadaver? There is no news, and do not expect there to be any. That extra turn is not great. Alright, we can get Cecilia back. Boost them up. We need to get some burns. Good. No more torment heads. Well, we've one keyed. That's all I cared about really when we started this process. I wanted to one key everything. And to be fair, we've one keyed on the first attempt on every single team, which is as much as one could hope for. Every time I get someone alive, I lose someone. And now there's a full cleanse. It's taking me so long to do something. Alright, we got our attack back so we can recover. Right, can we get some stability, heal everyone up, get some burns? There we go. Stupid heads. There we go. We're back in activation mode. That was annoying. We're on hard now. Yeah, they're not going to touch Corporal and Cadaver. They don't care. If they were serious about champion balance, they would have fixed it by now. They're not serious about champion balance, otherwise they would have fixed Taras. So, if they're not serious about champion balance, I don't have to be either. So I refuse to engage in the Hydra clash beyond one key. Oh yay. That heads back. Sav, what are your thoughts on using Geo's burn and then smacking Wrath to kill those HP burns with them? Yeah, it's a viable strategy. I don't really see... I tend to not use Geomancer and Hydra anymore. I just think there are better damage options these days. I just put on auto. Oh. I really just want to put it on auto, but I really don't. No, I need to. I need to farm more cursed. That's the problem. The problem is actually I sold all my curse gear because when it was heal reduction, who needed that? It's like, you know, now I need it. Oof. I said I like this team because it's literally just burn to succeed. Keep burning everything. Oh, I almost killed him there. Oh, I did kill him. Whoopsie. Forgot about the reflect. That's the only downside. Totally forgot about that. We were back up revive though. Yeah, I don't think this team's going to hit 90 million. Like, it doesn't do enough turn damage per turn. Just put an auto. I'm done. I'm done. I'm done. I don't want to do any more. I'm done. Brogni times 10 coming up soon, probably. I mean, we just had the last one, right? If you think the last one was what? Trunda, Acrizia, and all that kind of stuff. In the new Optimiser, is the max value the same as soft cap, or is it hard limit? Hard limit. Bryce Rail. We didn't really feel like anyone used the soft cap and we felt like it was confusing. So you either set your minimum and if you can't go over a number, you just hit your maximum. There's no real need for a soft cap. Like, you should never put a maximum in critical rate because you'll always lean towards the minimum. Yeah, exactly, Charles. Like, if it doesn't start with Torment, then he's a bot. He doesn't do anything. I can't get involved in the whole like infinity comp saga. I just doesn't feel right to me. I just don't want to build it because I just feel like it's such a cheap shot. It ruins the point and the mechanics of Hydra. So, yeah, it's done. It's not enough damage per turn because you can see I'm at 115 million. But it's fine because this is my throwaway team. It gets 1 key hard, right? I don't really care. Like, that's why the way I've built this team, like, I should probably add Hex on someone eventually. But the team is just designed to 1 key. So it's an easy team. So, like, the other 2 teams are a little bit better built. But, you know, the monster that Artak is, he's still going. What is this? So I'm just reading the screenshot. Strikes with magic with different effects based on its targets. Based on if the target survives. Steals all the enemy buffs and attacks them. Revives himself 3 turns after death. I'm not going to lie, this Sun Wukong guy looks a bit pointless. Sun Wukong looks a bit pointless from what I've just seen there. How much did we do? I propped up... Wait, why is my last key not there? It's not updated yet, is it? Why is my last key not there? It's taking forever. Every day we come in here, we look at the Soul Merchant and we go, where is my Whisper? It's never there. Yeah, apparently. I'll see if I can find it now. Hang on. It's probably all over Reddit by now. There it is. 533 mil, so I'll get the middle chest. I helped the clan. I did my job. I came 9th. I said, if I eke out another 20 million on Nightmare, I'd probably easily do it. But, you know, I can't be bothered. Cannot be bothered. We need to climb normal here. We've been slacking. Sun Wukong. Somehow, somehow Cold Brew's got hold of it. Don't know where from. I don't know if it's accurate, but I'll show it because it's on Reddit, so it's fine to show it. Apparently it's on Reddit, so... Thwacks an enemy with his staff with a chance to stun them. Strikes with magic with different effects based on if the target survives. Guess that's if. Steals all enemy buffs and attacks them alongside mystical clones. I'll be honest, that looks naff. People commented below Cobra video that it is fake. I mean, if it's fake, then that makes sense. It's fake, yeah. I was going to say, I didn't think it was. But, I mean, I was going to say, if that is the kit, it's naff. But, you say it's fake. But then if you go to this... Like, he's got a picture of it in-game with the icons. It's a pretty good fake if it is fake. I don't know. All I'm going to say is if that's the kit, it's bad. Yeah, maybe it is. But, like, a revive after 3 turns. It's kind of naff. So, yeah. We'll have to see here. We'll have to see. He basically does a, like the leaked one basically did like a revive after 3 turns of after he's dead. I'm like, that's a bit weird. Well, no, that says when it ends. I only have when it starts. It starts on August the 22nd. I don't know how long when it ends, so. It could be quite short. Yeah, it's normally 3 months. So yeah, I don't know. We'll wait. As I said, like, it might not be true. But, you know. I mean, I'll be honest, Tim. If that's the build that goes on test server, there's not much to nerf there. Why is this ninja in here? If I try to do her crazy damage in Hydra, all the heads need to be severed or just one. Normally you want all of them severed. But as long as one of them is, as long as 3 of them are severed and the one alive is fine, that's also okay. It must be, I guess, Castle. I doubt it, as I said. It looks, yeah, I can see where people are saying it's fake, so... Still want to do this, I don't know why I'm more manual in it. Why not Supreme Hellhades Mastery Solo? Why not Supreme Hellhades plus Mastery Champion Solo Minotaur? You leave with 50% with 4 Masteries. I don't know what you mean. Sometimes my champions just get close to Masteries and I'll finish them off in the training pit. So... Jobs are good on. What do we have to do here? Look at this, I haven't done anything yet. Have I actually got enough to ascend jewelry? No. So I need to go hit Shogun a few times. My fun Shogun build, which Whisper just like annihilates. This damage here. Oh, she's mental, honestly. Here we go again. Back at it. Boof. 561,000. Imagine what she's going to be when she gets higher. Right, guys. Anyway, I'm going to leave it there for the night. We've been going for 3.5, nearly 4 hours. I'll be back tomorrow, hopefully with a fixed optimizer so that I can actually get the glyphing done. I'm going to go have a look now, see what's causing all that problems. Yeah, I hope you guys like the new optimizer view. It will take a little bit of time to adjust to, so don't jump to, don't rush to it. Don't give up on it before you've given it a bit of a shot. But we will obviously tweak it as we go to make sure all different devices. If you have any bugs, go head over to the Discord, report it, and I will see you guys tomorrow for the end of CVC, and hopefully we'll build the clan boss team. We actually lost Renegade this time. It's the first time I've lost Renegade here. Not really sure what happened, why this is taking so long, but it's over. I guess we must have 3%ed one of the Riho debuffs. Don't know. Anyway, have a good night. In Team Optimizer, would you be able to add an option for all rotations? There is an option for all rotations in Team Optimizer already there. You should be able to find it. Pick Hydra, it should be there. So yeah, I'm going to go find out what's going wrong with the glyphs, and I'll catch you guys tomorrow. Peace.